Welcome everybody to Fireside Yarns Season 2 Episode 5. I am David, and with me as always is the other two heads from the three-headed love dragon that is this podcast, Vinno and Reese. Lads, how's it going?
Yeah, good, bro.
Mate, bloody fantastic. How the fuck are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just like everyone, I think. Fucking been a crazy week on the planet.
Fucking hasn't it?
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, now
Always
look,
the one.
There is. Now look, it's we wanted to talk about a couple of things tonight. We're going to kick it off talking about the historic flooding that's been happening in Queensland and New South Wales this week. Then we're going to talk about the war in Ukraine, of course. The last time we spoke, we hadn't. I don't even think Russia had recognised the independent status of Donetsk and Luhansk. So there's a lot to cover there. But because, you know, there's going to be a lot of somber talk this week, we thought we'd finish it off with a non-spoiler review of The Batman to lift the spirits a little.
Yeah, don't ruin that. I haven't fucking seen it yet.
Now, non-spoiler. It'll be non-spoiler, but I don't
That's
think
what I'm saying.
we'll
I'm just warning you to, because, yeah.
And hopefully we do get you to see it, because I think we should do a review. I think it warrants it.
Yeah.
But tonight we're going to kick things off with, you know, obviously, like I was talking about, as I said at the start, historic floods that have been happening this week in Queensland, New South Wales. We've cities submerged. I think we've at least 10 dead at the moment. Lads, Vinno, you're in emergency response. Like, what do you reckon? Cleaning up now, or is there more to come?
No, there's still more to come, man. I mean, Sydney today was getting bombed, you know, with water. And
I reckon they were supposed to get like 150 mil today or some shit.
Man, it was crazy.
That's a lot of water.
Well, they reckon this week
especially
we'll get between 500 to 600 mil. So, and
that's crazy.
you know, some areas up north, yeah, they're starting a bit of a clean up, but there's more to come, and it's certainly not over. I mean, they were sending crews. The RFS were sending crews up during the week, and then this weekend as well. So, and that's just up north, and we haven't copped the full extent of it yet, I don't think. So, especially not in the valley. But
it's weird. It seems like, man, like the forecast the last couple of days, like even like it was forecast that we were supposed to get like 40 to 80 mil here, and I think we got maybe 5. Like it missed us. Like we just didn't get it. It was weird. Like it was supposed to rain more yesterday than today, and today it flogged down for a majority of the day, but we just got nothing. Like the last few days, it's been predicting huge rainfall, and it just hasn't really come about. It's I don't know. It's weird. But then, you know, half an hour south or a couple of hours north, we're just getting absolutely pummeled.
Yeah, man. It's fucking crazy. And, you know, like Dave said, there's cities like Lismore is just,
Mate,
you know, drained like
underwater.
Yeah, man.
it's actually pretty crazy to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, Dave, there's been loss of life out of it too. You know, people trying to escape the flood waters, and
That's the heartbreaking stuff when you hear those stories of people getting trapped, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And everybody listen to the emergency services, listen to everybody. It's hard just to say that, and you can get caught in those flash floods. But just listen to the.
But even
and go where you're told.
You know, even scenes of people stuck on roofs.
For a long time too, man.
Yeah, just waiting for somebody who's free to go on to rescue them. And I suppose out of that comes some, you know, the heroic stories of civilians doing extraordinary things to help people, help their mates and people that they don't know. So
that's some. I know we like to think of it as pretty Aussie scene that stuff around the world. But I remember when I was up in Brisbane and we had the floods years ago, I was mad impressed at how the community came together after it all. Everyone had a brush and a sweeping broom, and they got out there and they cleaning up and helping your neighbours, and just you got to do it.
And this is the thing, and as we saw during that period, you know, like you mentioned, people getting out and helping each other and doing the right thing, and everyone comes together. Apart from one demographic, and I'm going to fucking call them out, and that's insurance companies, because there's people still that are struggling to get payouts, or still, you know, copping the ramifications from those floods. So, at the moment, there's a big concern. Yeah, man. I mean, that fire season, there's still ongoing cases from there. So,
oh man, it drills me.
you know, it might end tomorrow, but for some people, a lot of people, it will go on for years and years because, you know, it's a lot of financial damage.
It's the most vulnerable people, eh?
Absolutely.
It just ends up like that's the point of insurance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It blows my mind, but like you said,
yeah. It's one of those, like, I wouldn't really call it a necessary evil, but it's one of those things that
they've got us trapped, don't they? Like,
yeah. You pay out your ass for it, you might never ever use it.
Yeah. But when you do go to use it in genuine reasons, you know, you've got to fight tooth and nail for it. And I understand there's people that, you know, do rort the system, and that's why they can be as difficult as what they are. But at the same time, there's no need in these cases where obviously people aren't, you know, there's not a case of fraud. People's houses are completely fucking underwater. You don't need to be an expert to see that and go, oh yeah, this wasn't prior damage. Like,
do you know what the shit thing is?
Send an inspector around.
Yeah, a lot of, but it's also comes down to it's a lot of customer error too. Like not to take insurance company sides. I'm not picking sides or anything, but it's so, like, I think so many people.
This piece of shit taking the sides of insurance companies.
No, but I think
it's predatory.
Knowing,
but it's easy to do the wrong thing though, right? Like
well, no, it's not only that. It's just
consumer level.
People aren't properly explained, especially people that sign up to things over the phone and stuff like that. Like, policies are so in depth with legal shit. Like, legalese. And people just assume that when they say they've got this kind of cover, that things are going to be covered. Do you know what I mean? And without looking, you really actually have to read through your policy properly, because everything is explained. But if you don't do that, like, that's when people get left out, and then people get angry because they're like, I've been paying insurance for blah, blah, however many years, and what was the fucking point? You know what I mean? And you can understand their frustration, but a lot of the time it's because they haven't been given the correct information and they haven't looked at their policy properly, you know? Like,
but isn't it designed to be easily misunderstood and predatory in the way that you can, like you said, like, you have to go through this and figure it out. They're
there to make money.
But like you said as well,
the way
it's
you can regulate business though, so that it's fair. Like, we have an ACCC here that makes sure that customers can't be ripped off. So if you're hiding, but again, like you said, they just have to be smart enough to hide it that way, and they are. You know, it's about making money, isn't it?
That's exactly right.
But they make enough that, you know, when these sorts of things happen, they should be able to still be profitable whilst delivering on the promises that they give people, because you know, at the end of the day, that is what they're there for. That's the business that they're in. And when disasters like this hit, that's all people want.
And flooding's a touchy subject everything. Too, man.
It is, but you know, the act of God or whatever it is.
Oh man, I hate that. I remember that. It's like, well, hell, you know.
That was a Billy Connolly movie, wasn't it? The Man Who Sued God. Yeah, but that was that was a cracker movie in regards to, you know, the legal struggles and the way it is deemed and these sorts of things. But I'm not a lawyer by any amount of the imagination. But
really,
I
thought you had legal training.
But like you were saying, Reece,
you'd be surprised to hear on Fireside Yarns, Vinno is not a lawyer.
He seems to claim he knows land rights pretty hard. I don't know.
I have never said that in my life. It's you bastard that fucking keeps saying it. But like you said, the policies are that full with legal jargon.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless you know exactly what the fuck that means.
It's easy to misinterpret things and to not understand, and
there's the grey areas of interpretation, what you believe it says and what they believe it says. So, it's.
Weren't we just talking about perception this morning?
Well, that's what I was referring to. Yeah, with EAs is exactly the same, mate. Like it comes down to that. Yeah, what the company believes is right and what is actually written there. You know, is the way it's comes down to some of the times, but
everyone's got their own interests, right?
That's right.
Correct.
That's right. Yeah, and it's, you know, it's unfortunate that you know, these people have gone through all this heartache as it is. They've lost possessions, they've lost their homes, some have lost family members and friends, and then at the end of that, they've still got an uphill battle, trying to get their life back on track and trying to get everything sorted so that they can move on. So,
well, can't it just be universal? Like I guess death insurance is universal for obvious reasons, but it's pretty. I don't know how we can't figure out a way. Is it just more regulation, or is it just an education system? Like, do we need to have this in school and more of a?
I think
teach people actual life skills. Like,
that's a whole topic in itself. With the current curriculum is so outdated, in my opinion. A lot of the things that we're taught, it has gotten better in regards to like the D&T and adding. Trade-based skills and stuff like that for kids wanting to leave in year 10 and that, but a lot of the subjects in there are just in there because they are. It's one of the big things I think people should learn to be able to do in school is do their own tax for one, or
and
understand
manage money as well.
Understand what goes.
Wait, don't you have a Dolomite account, mate?
I do. It wasn't a Dolomite anymore, but
yeah, I had one of them when I was a kid.
It's $1 million mine.
Remember, you used to have the little book you'd take to school and you'd put your coins or notes in the little clear pouch and you'd put it in the basket every week and they'd deposit it for you in your account.
I never had one.
Back with all your little smiley stamps on it when you, man.
But that's kind of all right, you know what I mean? But on a different level, they could do it.
Yeah, but it's not in it's not in the curriculum. Like, it's not a big part of the. Well, I say that, and we've been out of school for a long time now. It could have changed more dramatically. Yeah.
Hey, I'm a young whippersnapper. I've been out of school for like 3 years.
Were they doing the vet courses when you were at school, though, Reese?
Hey?
Were they doing the vet courses when you were at school?
Yeah. I did a vet course through year 11 and 12.
Yes,
he is a vet of the vet courses. Yeah.
I never used it. I mean, it was handy for my own personal use in life, but I never used it for work.
But that's different. But, that was a step forward in regards to people maybe 5 years earlier than you.
Well, it meant I got a shitload of free periods during school, so that was great.
This is the reason why they don't run this shit, because Reese was fucking wagging.
I wasn't wagging. I had free periods. I wasn't required of it. Wait, do you know what? I didn't actually skip my first day of school until my last day of year 12. Never once did I wag.
Fuck. I wish I could say that.
Yeah.
I was too scared to wag, man.
Really?
Just go down the oval, go under the bridge, the Nolly Bridge, get yourself a fucking plastic bottle, a bit of hose, you'll be right. End up past the AFL field, down by the netball courts, up to the other bridge.
Let's be honest, you were probably still doing that on the back oval even.
Oh man, we had those windless pipes, man. Remember that was the rage.
I used to have a smokeless pipe.
Yeah, man, and I remember what we used to do when we had joints as well was we had this, and same with cigarettes because you can't smoke cigarettes obviously in school either. But you'd hold them behind your back and if the teacher was coming, you'd wiggle them. Remember, you just wiggle them a little bit, and it like made the smoke disperse a little bit better than if it just flew up.
Yeah.
Until it was fucking winter time though, when everyone just looked like a dragon.
Cup it and hold it inside your sleeve.
It's like actually, they knew. They just be like, I'm not fucking walking over there. Those drop kick cunts.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
That just reminded me when you were saying put the durry up the sleeve. This cunt right here fucking got me good one morning. Fucking walked out onto the back oval and handed me a smoke and said, "Can you light that? Because I'm just about to have a kick." Yeah, I'm gonna have a kick for goal. Yeah, no worries, man. But he fucking emptied out the tobacco out of one hand and fucking thrown a little tum-tum in there. Yeah.
Got it.
That's an old school. That's old school.
It was old school, but
that's an old Aussie thing. So I feel like that was me learning to become Australian. You know,
you like fucking cheeky prick. First thing, as soon as I put my bag down, he's like, "Oh, hey man, can you just quickly light that?" And he was so smooth with it. Next minute, fucking
do
you
expect anything else?
Yeah.
You never give someone the start of your smoke. You should have remembered. You give it at the ends. You want to go on the ends, but fucking never at the start.
Yeah, you want the slobbery butt.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, if you're giving it away, like I'll leave you the ends. Here you go, mate.
Well, I think that was the deal. You were just like, here, light that for me, and you can have the first few drags while I kick this goal. I'm like, bang. No worries.
Little bonger in you.
It was fucking windy, so I put it down my jumper. Fucking
Oh yeah, that's right. It was in your jumper. I was
Yeah, it
like,
was,
this is
man.
too good. This is too
Yeah.
good.
Vinno was
Because,
never
you know,
going to
you
say
think
no
you're
to a
gonna
free
get
durry,
that.
though.
Yeah, that's right.
I was not going to say no to a durry at that time.
Oh,
Mate.
do you remember Frank Faulkner used to be able to smoke a whole cigarette in
Winnie
like
Red,
10 seconds?
a Winnie Red man.
And I'd be
Remember
like,
when he
mate,
did that? And fucking
Disgusting.
passed out?
That's
he did,
disgusting.
yeah, he went full red. Yeah, he went like
Full
he
red?
went full Winnie.
Fucked him.
Full.
But here, before we get off floods,
Oh, what do
is
you
there
mean?
anything
Yeah.
we got to talk about? Like, should you? Do you want to give anyone any advice, Vinno? Obviously, not life advice, but
Oh, look. This cunt fucking straight into me. Yeah, look.
I'm
if,
joking.
If you are in that situation that you need to be evacuated or you're getting the advice to evacuate, just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's water. You're not going to be able to stop it. It's coming up too quick. Don't get stranded. Don't leave it too late either, because it's just not worth it. Even though
What do
we're
you
saying
bring
about
with
the
you?
Mate,
What's like?
that's
do
a-
you get in, what do
that's
you
a tough
should you
call.
bring anything with you, or just like what you would do to go
Get
to
your
the shops, your wallet,
essentials.
your keys?
we know that it's potentially coming now, so this is an opportunity for people to pack essential items that don't pack too heavy. If you've got, photos and those sorts of things, put them somewhere safe. Put them somewhere that the water potentially is not going to reach. But first thing should be your family and pets and those sorts of things. And I suppose, photos and family heirlooms are the most important thing to people. Things like your TV, all that sort of shit you can get again. Like it's just a possession. Don't worry about it. Just
that's
the things that you can't replace. Take those. Or put
they should
them
be priority.
They should be priority, and put them somewhere where they are going to be relatively safe. But
Pack
yeah,
now. I think that's the
just
best thing.
Don't
Yeah.
get it. Don't leave it till the last minute, because it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
What about food and stuff? Should you pack a little escape, like a little bag?
That's what I mean. So
that's in your
Bug out
we
bag.
know it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get prepared.
Get the fuck out of
now.
your bag.
Get the fuck out.
Because you're not gonna like it.
Play it.
Yeah.
Play it.
Just
Reezy.
be
Oh,
prepared.
everybody, listen. Reese got a soundboard. Oh my god.
Just be prepared and
Get the fuck out.
Yes.
that's all you got to do.
Oh,
Oh, that's so good. But yeah, look,
Pack a
it's-
bug out bag and
get the fuck out. That is so good.
oh, that is
oh, I
what.
love it. I fucking love it.
But yeah, look, it
Yeah.
is a scary time, and it can be quite busy to try and get out with, but everybody trying to escape at the same time or evacuate. So listen to the information that you're getting from the people on the ground. I know one of the arguments at the moment is there hasn't been enough information or hasn't been enough communication from media sources and the government to a degree, and a lot of
Well, that's not unfamiliar, is it?
It's not, but at the same time,
Let's
it can
talk
be
about a
the
2-year
speed.
pandemic of the same thing.
It's terrible. Yeah.
But the speed that
Hopefully they're not
this
as
water
bad
has
as
come
that.
down and everything has risen, though, it does make it very difficult because, to try and predict water flow or like the amount of water going to land, it's fucking very hard to do.
Well, it was like the highest it's ever peaked, eh? It was like 14 meters
historic.
or something.
So it's a
So that's
thousand
why
year, it's a
you're
thousand
not
year
ready for
flood.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not ready for that.
And I suppose the other thing you don't want to do is give people the wrong information in regards to, it's going to absolutely piss down. Everyone leaves home.
Yeah.
Everyone evacuates. You create a bit of panic,
Mm.
and then it doesn't eventuate, and then you're the worst person in the world as well. So, but
Well, that's
I'd
right.
rather
you lose
cop
people's.
in my opinion, you'd rather cop criticism for being wrong, for the right reasons, rather than not giving that information out and then it being people
Wrong for
losing their
being a shit
lives.
cunt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't want to
But
have
it's
that.
hard,
People
it's hard.
lose trust, don't they? They lose trust. Like, well, the last time they said,
Yeah.
but it's better.
He ends
safe
up being
than
that
sorry
boy who
too.
cried wolf. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I think there's a chance, you kind of have to, don't you? If you're because if you don't do it, imagine and it happens, that's the problem, isn't it?
It all comes down to that prevention over cure.
Yeah. No one likes prevention. No one likes in workplace health and safety. No one likes the PPE Nazi. No one you know what I mean. No one likes any of that shit. But
what is the best way?
Yeah.
What's the best way to get rid of a risk? What is the first on the exactly?
Don't be involved in anything.
Elimination. It's the triangle.
No,
it's
it
the
is.
triangle.
Yeah.
Elimination is the first and best
PPE
step.
is the last. PPE.
That's right.
That's your fucking literally protecting your face.
And administration. PPE and administration is the last thing you should do.
Training,
elimination number one. Yep.
No, I love it.
So,
that's the hierarchy of controls, everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Reese called it the fucking food pyramid, but it's fine.
It is like it's the same shit.
It is the same.
Although, like a food pyramid, it's not. Isn't it like you're not supposed to eat what's on the bottom?
No, isn't the
one?
No,
I guess it's
lollies.
At the top is lollies.
Sweets are on the very top.
Top is the stuff.
Well, then, yeah. It depends.
Right.
It's backwards, but it's the same shit.
It's a pyramid scheme, so I'll sell it to you, and it works.
Yeah. Yeah, because your foundation's should be elimination, right? Yeah. But anyway, everybody, listen.
Yeah. So to answer your question,
do you want this guy coming and rescuing you? Do you want him coming in?
Not.
Fucking...
There is guys around the singing
Don't
area. But
get out there.
What I will say,
get the fuck out.
Yes. Oh,
look,
it's not funny. It isn't funny. It's not funny at all.
I will say because you've brought up and you've mentioned it. As of Friday, so this is airing on Saturday. So as of yesterday, Friday, I'm no longer a member of the Rural Fire Service.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how long?
Resigned. 16 plus years.
Claps. Have we got clap sound?
Yeah.
Soundboard?
No.
Look, it's a. But I'll clap anyway.
Yeah, look,
your service is appreciated.
Oh, thank you. But not something that I necessarily wanted to do. But circumstances arose within that service and other things that had happened that I no longer want to be associated with that or be involved in that service. Big shout out and a big thank you to everyone that I have been involved with on a volunteer level and group captain level. They are the people that make that service what it is. And if the higher ups actually realised that and appreciated that and did the right thing by their members, it'd be the service that it originally was when I joined. But they've gotten a bit, I'll leave it at that, so I don't say too much.
No, but you know what? Big shout out to you and actually all of the Vincents.
So that's the other thing.
Family business.
Yeah.
All of us are resigning. So as of Friday, none of us are a part of the service anymore. We've all made the decision as individuals and as a group that we no longer want to be volunteer members of the Rural Fire Service. So look, I've enjoyed my time. Yeah, and I've learned a lot. Had some great experiences, some rough ones, but
scary ones.
Some interesting ones, we'll say. But
floods are bad. Fires they're up there too, right?
Well,
it's a different type.
Yeah, it's all extreme weathers and things that we don't have any control over. That's the worst thing. And not being able to stop it from raining, or to protect people's homes like we would want to. That's the thing, the most frustrating thing with these sorts of events. We don't want anyone hurt. We don't want to see anyone lose their home and those sorts of things. But we can't control the weather, unfortunately.
No, that's right.
Not yet. Not yet.
Probably not ever.
Probably, hopefully not ever. That feels like the next weapon.
Yeah.
Because if you can control weather, it's like, I'm going to fucking snow this. I'm going to tornado you, motherfucker. That's what it is. Hopefully, never control the weather. Although, but it's hard. It's the catch-22, right?
You really don't know what Putin's up to.
Oh.
Well, here, look. That's a segue.
He's not spending money.
Maybe Putin is Captain Planet.
Let's just...
He's not even fucking captain his own region.
Just complete silence. Those crickets.
Last week, Reese was making Jew jokes. Now he's fucking... Fuck me.
You know, hey.
Reese, you press the button.
Get the fuck out.
Thank you.
That's better than you. I like the board
That
better.
is him.
You've got another one. You've got another one.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
You've got another one there, though, and it goes to a cheers to somebody, isn't it?
Oh, cheers to Colin.
It's so funny when it's your voice because it kind of confuses you for a second.
I'll just be like, cheers to Colin.
Oh, that's so good.
But
Are we segueing it? Are we ready to do that? Are we ready to let go? Is there letting left in floods? What's coming? Look, what's... So you
Look,
reckon
I'm not 100% up to date with it. Once again,
Look,
I've not watched the news, so...
Earlier in the week, the warning came out that it was about 500 to 600 mils was going to fall throughout the week. We've already seen... Or what did you say? Yesterday, Reese, you had 6 mil.
100.
Yeah, something like that. It was fuck all.
Was it? Yeah.
What have I had today, actually? Today, so far, this is at my house. Today, we've had 34 mil here since 9 o'clock this morning. So, yeah. It's supposed to ease off. According to this, it's supposed to ease off tomorrow a little bit.
Sorry,
It's supposed to rain heavy again Sunday, Monday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We're freezing a bit then.
You're
You
freezing.
froze
man.
to me.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I wasn't looking, sorry. I was reading.
Did a bit of a number.
No, you're right, mate.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so sorry, I did miss that because it was freezing. What was it? It was...
No, so it is supposed to ease off a bit tomorrow,
Yep.
but it's supposed to pick up again Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Pretty substantially again. So
Yep.
we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting.
The other thing is, it wasn't that long ago that we had flooding as well. Like
Look,
only
to
a
be
few
honest,
months
this
ago.
has been the coolest, wettest summer we've had in a long
Yeah.
time.
And that's the thing. There's nowhere for the water to go essentially because all the waterways are still recovering from the
Shockers.
last lot of flooding. Yeah, so it's not going to take much for them to spill over again. It's not
Faster
like
to get there because it's made its path now.
it has. Yeah.
It'll
But
be
it's not
interesting
like-
to see if the Hunter River does.
It's already coming up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That
I
was
noticed
scary the last time that happened in Singo. Actually, and then the time
2007?
before that too. 2007, we were in that. We all had to run up the Hunter View.
No, it's
and it
done
came up the fucking
Did it
Hunter
the other
View.
week. Did it the other
Yeah,
week.
it was.
boys.
Yeah,
Like
it was.
just about to breach the
Levy bank.
levy banks back. Only a couple of months ago.
Couple
One of
months
our
ago, yeah.
one of our friends parked his red was it XRA down beside the levees, hoping to have a little throwback to insurance job back in 07, but the levy did not break.
No.
And he walked down in the morning to pick up his car. But it did. I think it went in Maitland in 2007.
in 2007
Didn't Maitland or Rutherford, it broke. The levy broke there.
I think so, man.
Yeah.
I nearly lost
We
my
were-
ute. You were with me that weekend, Vinno. That was when we were working at Lancaster's.
Yeah, because we finished that.
We got sent home early, remember?
Yeah, and I went and jumped in the truck with my brother
Yeah.
because that was the
Yeah.
day that we walked across the train bridge over at Waterworks Lane,
Yeah.
of all names, and it was rising that quick. So we went in 3 times, Reese and I, like my older brother Reese, to get people out of Waterworks Lane that had been cut off from the river rising. When we walked in the first time, it was up to our ankles. And it was rising pretty quick. It was up to our shins on the way out. It was only about 10 minutes between going out and coming back in, and it was up to our waist. Getting
crazy,
the second
man.
person out, and then the last person we were swimming, and I had him with an arm around under his arms and wading out, sort of thing, like swimming out. And it was just coming up so quickly.
I remember parking up near the skate park to take photos because the skate
Yeah.
park was completely underwater. And the bottom of,
Yeah.
is it Acacia Circuit that goes into Hunterview?
Yep.
With the old
I-
with the llamas.
Yeah, I just remember watching that because I was parked on the Sinclair side of that intersection.
Yep.
Above the skate park there. And I just remember watching that road, and when I first pulled up there was no water across the road whatsoever. And then in the time that I was parked there, cars were still driving through there, and it got to the point where that road was completely sealed off.
Yep.
Like within half an hour.
Yeah.
Like
Well, they had
cars
jet
couldn't
skis
drive
in the
through it.
fucking...
There was
Remember they
dudes
had jet
literally
skis
cutting
out the
laps.
bow at Clint's
Yeah.
house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the back of Clint's
Well, see,
house.
Brisbane Road's been cut off twice in the last 12 months from water.
Yeah.
That's how, that's how often.
Wasn't it the
it's
same back in, was it 2015 or 16 when we were at HVO? Remember how we got that heaps bad rain on your birthday
Yeah.
weekend?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I think it
sure.
might
Didn't
have
it
been
flood? Didn't it flood then too? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I don't think it didn't get anywhere as high as what it was in 2007 or recently.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
whole
There was
caravan
nowhere
park
near-
was underwater. The
Yeah.
whole- remember?
Yeah.
I was astounded by that.
Yeah.
Destroyed everything.
So that's like I
Trees
said,
coming down.
that's happened only a few months ago, and with the water that we're
Shit.
predicted to have, it's going to
More?
be it's going to be
It's pretty wild, man.
disastrous.
You've got to
Yeah.
start. Do we have anywhere people can donate or anything to the effort? Is there a
Um,
way of,
I'm
we
not.
can put it up? Maybe we'll do a slide later. Everybody,
we'll have a
right
look.
here. Here's
Well,
where you
look, 'cause
donate.
I'm pretty careful now with who I sort of suggest people donate to in a lot of ways, because
Well,
I got asked that a
we'll have
lot during
measured
that
place.
last fire season, and people sort of felt that their money wasn't being sent to the right places or being used in the right way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that money that went missing. Even remember all that American money? Metallica was sending money over and everything.
Yeah, and see that's
Where'd that go? Like,
I don't know. That's another case.
because there's people
altogether.
still homeless because of
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Like, how did that happen? With millions? It was near billions.
Cunts
And-
take
and we-
advantage of people when they're in need. I mean, it got to
100%.
the stage where I was telling people just to donate to their local brigade, not to the real fire service as a whole, but to their local brigade, because the service
At least they'd
provides
see it. At least
a
they'd see the
certain amount.
service,
Yeah, well, and the service provides a certain amount of funding to brigades or support there. But each brigade is responsible for their
bless
own
him?
funding in those.
I did.
It was a cough. Yeah,
You
yeah.
coughed.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was not looking at the screen.
Get the fuck out.
Get that fuck out.
I'm sorry. I thought
But
he
yeah,
sneezed.
if you've got a
Just trying to be
local,
polite. Fuck me.
if you've got a local charity or a local group that's helping, give the money to them first, because they're the ones that you are going to see a direct result from it. And that's I'm not saying that all these other charities are bad, but seeing the repercussions and the anger from people that did give money and didn't see a result, or were concerned that it hadn't gone to the right place.
Well, they're people that aren't going to do that anymore. They're people whose
That's
trust was
right.
ruined,
Yeah.
and they fuck it for everyone. And that's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take advantage of people when they're at their weakest point.
Bunch of cunts.
And it's fucking wrong. So, similar to insurance companies. No bite. I thought Reese was going to get in and defend them again.
I wasn't defending him. All I was
Oh.
saying is that people need to be aware and read their policies properly, so they know.
Right.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
wrong with awareness, and there's nothing wrong with understanding what you're paying for. That's not defending an insurance company. That's just
It's a
that's-
shame that Reese, like, I'm sure you would say, wouldn't it be better if there weren't these policies that you could get caught up in? That is
Definitely.
a disgrace. Yeah, but because
that's why you should
we
read.
don't have politicians that are good enough to hold those companies accountable in a way, and have regulations that are, not predatory. Then you need to know what you're putting your name on. Look, regardless. You need to know what you're putting your name on in anything in life. And it's hard. We do it every day on Facebook. Do you agree to the terms and conditions? Whoop. It's
You've
almost...
seen that episode of South Park?
Yeah. Human
You've
centipede.
seen it? That's right.
You signed up for it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Be
can't
very
poach my
careful out
dad.
there.
Yes, I can. You said we could.
Don't you remember?
Don't you remember?
But yeah, no. What
Why
you're
isn't it
saying
reading?
what you're saying, Reese, is right. Like,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I believe the
It's
great
difficult.
Flowmaster said it best, and it's know the ledge. Yeah? Am I right, Dave? Am I
I
right?
feel you need to press a button there or something.
I don't even know what you said.
No,
I said
couldn't hear you.
I
It's
said
not-
in the words that
it's not-
the Flowmaster said it best, and it's know the ledge.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Are you serious? Know the ledge, Rakim? No.
Rakim.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Been a long time.
I bet you he does. He's just fucking.
He's just playing me.
Rakim. Never heard that before. Rakim. Rakim the god?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, he like Charlemagne the god.
No, he's a fucking piece of shit. That
Oh,
cunt.
no, yeah, everybody, hey.
Okay. Wait, I tell you what,
Breakfast Club
he
Blues.
can.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did he do to piss you off?
Who?
I'm
Charlemagne?
actually interested to hear this too. Yeah.
He's just a shit cunt.
He's all right. Like
No, you would
He's-
say that.
You seem to have
he's
taken
all
it
right.
personally.
No, but he's pretty like, isn't he like just a milk toast, like a nothing? Like
I mean, yeah, probably.
he has a couple of things he says maybe, but I don't know.
I'm probably
you don't like
gassing him up
Vlad
now.
either, do you?
He's all right.
I reckon Reese sent him some fan mail and he didn't respond.
Dear Charlemagne, I wrote
Do
you,
you
but
really-
you still ain't calling.
That's right. Yeah. I know you got the last 3 letters. I wrote the addresses on them perfect. Yeah. Motherfuckers. You
yeah,
can't
he
say.
hates-
That's
hates
Hey,
it with all
hey,
his
fuck
heart.
you. For once, it's not me
all-
calling it. So.
His whole heart. But anyway, look. Now, do you just want to take a piss break before we get into any other stuff, or do we want to get straight into
No,
it?
I'm
What do
good,
you wanna
man.
do?
Nah, get into it, man, because
Let's just hook in.
it's probably going to be a fair bit of conversation
All right.
around this.
Yeah, let's
Well,
not.
from you
let's not-
guys,
this
I'm
is
just
not
gonna
going to be
be-
structured. This is not going to be fucking.
Really? Because I think you just said, are we done here? We can start this. That sounds
Yeah,
kinda
no, but I mean,
structured to
when
me.
we get through, we're not going to be like, oh, this happened in
Dave's gonna
1967
start-
and up into the 1991 Soviet. You know, we
Not
tried
another
that
history
last
lesson.
week. Yeah, we tried it last week. No one took it seriously. No one prepared. So we're just going to chat about it. Yeah, last week wasn't it last week? It was the week before.
No, it was the week before.
Yeah,
And
we
I'm just
actually
going to
had
say,
gone early in the
I
week.
apologise because I got some
We all
plenty of
did.
stuff wrong there.
Because
I haven't heard shit.
I was of the opinion that, like, I didn't think that Putin would recognise what was happening. I knew he would, with his rhetoric, talk about it and point it out, but I didn't think that he would. Similar, and I should have known because he did the same in Crimea. He did the same in Georgia.
Yeah.
They
And
did
see,
the
that
same
was pre-invasion too.
Yeah,
that was-
that's right.
that's the
There
fucking
was
big
no. They hadn't even declared themselves an independent republics yet. This is in the Donbass region, which is has a higher population of ethnic Russian people due to the Soviet Union's movings in the pre-Second World War. But there's two now new independent states that have came out of that in called Donetsk and Luhansk. They're republics now, and they've been recognized basically by Russia. So that happened last week, and they recognized it, and then they said they were going to send a peacekeeping mission in there so that they could basically protect them while they formed their new government. Well, they're only about a third. They only have control about a third of Donbass. But either way, he used it as one of the reasons. He's named it a heap of reasons now for.
It was essentially
Yeah.
the false flag that we
Yeah.
were alluding to. Is
He said, that they attacked them. Now we got to go in and save them. So they had launched a full-scale invasion, land, air, sea.
and this
Ukraine.
is what I was saying to you this morning, Reese, when I was around there in regards to what the Nazis did
Yeah. Yeah, just
to
propaganda.
Poland. Yeah, just the false flag attack, and that then the propaganda
Which then
starts.
led us down
because-
to that
Manufactured
sort of.
consent.
But then that sort of led us down to that tinfoil path of.
which we'll get to.
That's
I
what
wanna have-
we
I wanna
believe
have a-
because we've seen.
I want to have a chat to Dave about this because it's interesting and it's similar to what.
There's a tin half foil thing for everything now.
Oh yeah,
There really
yeah,
is.
But Bondi will like it too. Bondi would have been, or he'll love that sort of conversation. But that what happened then, what Dave was just saying is similar to what I was saying this morning. in around Poland and the kickoff there.
Well,
We all know the results.
it's
from
interesting. It's so other reasons they would that Putin would give is he wants to denazify Ukraine, and also that that NATO is expanding in, and that they wanted to join the EU and NATO. And ultimately, if I'm honest, I don't see any reason. I cannot find any reason why I think it would be justified to invade. Even tinfoil hat shit. You can't even. You can throw it at me. I don't see any.
There's no logical
justification
reason
for
to do it.
invasion
There's no logical reason.
for
That's the
invading Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I think we did touch on it the other week. Like, why is it that they're so paranoid about Ukraine becoming part of NATO? And like,
so you know.
obviously,
Do
a
you
lot
know
of
the
people have
origins
stated.
around NATO?
No, not really. But I know that there's a lot of people sort of saying that they're trying to bring back like the Soviet Union too, right?
Yeah.
Well, he kind of is. He did a blood and soil speech
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Well, there was a leaked document as well about the rebirth of the USSR, which Ukrainian soldiers or forces got hold of.
Well, they're even he's out and about with it. He's just still being sly in the right ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking
it's
about how they
confirmation.
wouldn't
But
exist if it
NATO
wasn't for Russia and yeah.
NATO was basically created for this reason, you know, to
protect countries
from Russia.
the fucking Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Here's the
And
truth.
the USSR and all that.
Here's the truth. If Ukraine was Poland, it would be fine. If Ukraine was in NATO, Russia would not be touching it right now.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to be in NATO. You know who the biggest advertisement for joining NATO is? It's Vladimir Putin. Because he's just shown now. They had made a deal. They'd
Well, you
even
got
given their nukes to
Turkey.
Russia.
Turkey's trying to
Yeah.
now get in. And they're
Well, they
saying
are.
why.
Turkey's NATO. But they're closing off the seas to Russia. They're giving fucking lethal
Well,
weapons.
no, because they were
Ukraine.
asking. They were saying this is a perfect opportunity for them to be accepted into NATO
Yeah.
or the EU. I might be wrong.
Well,
there.
both. Well, here's the thing. They said they weren't going to be in NATO. They wanted to be part of the EU. Now, look, the EU. You don't have to be some anti-Russian NATO country to be in the EU. Ireland. Let's just think of Ireland. Ireland's in the EU, and it is completely neutral. It's not part of NATO. It doesn't go to war. They take people and refugees from all countries. It is neutral. And also, it's an Irish republic and has an enemy within the EU. Now, England then left the EU because you can leave the EU if you want by vote. You know what I mean? It's not something you're forced to be in.
Okay,
and
that's
someone
going
will
for it.
ram fucking tanks down your throat for the next two generations. No. And also, look, I'm getting... I'll get roiled up about lots of stuff. Especially, like, I feel like people are bringing up the hypocrisy of the West now, which is fine, because I've been yelling about... I got into politics because of the Iraq War and Afghanistan and Palestine and Yemen and all these countries. That's what I got into, and I hated seeing big countries come in and do that, and even Ireland when we had England and no one came to help us. In Ireland, when Irish people back in the 1920s and all would write letters to presidents, we would send delegations to American presidents to help us, and no one fucking came. And we ended up having to fight them off with car bombs and Molotov cocktails and lining our streets turned into fucking...
Isn't it wild too that there was like breweries in the Ukraine that stopped production of their drinks to make Molotov cocktails? Like,
and they're not
I
just
mean,
any
like-
Molotov cocktails. They're putting styrofoam in them bitches.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
full sick.
Did you see the article about the grandmother that's stockpiling?
Yeah, she's like, there's only two things that Ukrainian women should know how to make. And it's like borscht, which is soup, and Molotov cocktails.
Yeah.
Man,
That's fucking badass, man.
But you
it's
got to hand it.
scary what that happens. Siege warfare and protecting your own land like will do. Look, Russia's not doing what they thought they were doing right.
14
doing
days.
Now.
They were
bogged
anticipating
down.
that it would take them 14 days to complete their mission, and you know they're nowhere near it. So
they're getting bogged down. Well, it's because as well, one, they underestimated the Ukrainian people. Two, they lied to their troops. That's well documented now.
Yeah.
That most of their troops
Told them
thought
they
they
were
were
gonna
on exercises.
Well, a lot of them also were
Really?
told that the Ukrainian people would welcome them with open arms.
They thought that flowers
Yeah.
would be put in, like all this, and they
Yeah.
thought so. First off, they ran out of fuel, and there's some people think it was bad logistics. Other people think that again, all these people are used to being on training exercises, and they thought, look, they have given us fuel, and they sold it on the black market, and because they weren't aware of it. So you've got Ukrainian soldiers now that are ringing. Do you ever see those videos now of them ringing home? They're captured POWs ringing home. Their parents have
The
no idea
Russians.
where they're from.
The Russians,
The Russians. Their parents are like, where the fuck are you? And he's like, yeah, we thought we were on exercises. I'm the only one of my 60-man battalion alive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually...
Well, did you see that Ukrainians are asking the mothers of captured Russian prisoners, or captured
Come and
Russian
collect
soldiers to come and collect their kids, collect their sons?
Wow.
It is actually devastating. Look, and I'll admit this, I think because of how young I got into the whole anti-war politic movement, I'm numb nearly to horrible videos of blood and death and war until the next thing happens. If I feel like when I was a kid, I was watching Iraqi stuff and cartel stuff and videos of horrible stuff, and it feels like you get numb to it, and the next thing comes along because no one ever does anything about it. And then Palestine every couple of years, Israel launch an assault and move in, and you think, why isn't anybody fucking stopping these people?
Yeah.
And now it feels like finally people, because whether it's inspiring leadership from Zelensky, who has been fucking amazing, or it's we're looking at people fucking rising up and they're actually by themselves doing good, so you want to help them. We've been helping them since 2013, at least with arms. And the UK and America have been helping battalions with arms. But I think really the world has got behind this. What?
I mean, there was
Not
Trump
Trump.
got impeached for extorting them.
He extorted Zelensky.
Yeah.
He literally tried to withhold stuff on him so he could get personal political stuff from
He was wanting
Joe
to
Biden's
make propaganda for like anti-democratic propaganda.
Before the
you know?
election, he wanted them to say, we're investigating Hunter Biden. Which is Joe Biden's, heroin addict son. And look, while we're here talking about Joe Biden, first of all, well, just before we talk about his response to Ukraine, the way he talks about his son, who's an addict, is just unbelievable. He'll tear up and he'll say, I don't care, I love him, he's my boy. You know what I mean? And he goes through trouble, and we've got a lot of people in America whose kids go through this stuff. And he's already lost his other son who has cancer. Who they think might be because of burn pits in Iraq.
Yeah,
He's
did you see all that?
Yeah,
all
man,
that
I
stuff
love that in the State of the Union. He talks about actually.
Did you
we're
hear
talking
those?
about insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
man,
quickly,
the
did you hear those two
cackling
pieces of
dopes.
shit?
Yeah. Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're just scumbags.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, again, he's fighting for his son, his war hero son's fucking cancer treatment. Well, he's dead now. It's treatment for others. He's himself lost a baby daughter and a fucking wife in a car accident. Like, he's just someone who's humbled by tragedy, and I love hearing him talking that way. And when all these motherfuckers try to come after his one kid that had, this kid lost his mom, his sister, his big brother was a war,
But this is the thing that's stupid as well. Like,
I love it,
and it's a frustrating thing with that side where it's, the politics in the US and to a degree here as well. It's hate them at all costs. And that was the display that we saw during that State of the Union with Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
yeah, she's
it was hate them at any cost. Yeah, it is, but it's fucking sick. But the other thing is, addiction is viewed more now as a disease or an illness rather than
in Australia. It is
there are
not there yet.
It's moving that way. It's moving that way, and I think with someone like that in power who has that first-hand experience of getting somebody through or helping a family member get to that, it's only going to benefit.
Boost.
The
Joe
whole
Biden
movement,
speech.
because it's not just addiction's not just something that people
but it's
choose, wake up
depression.
one day and go and choose to do. There is underlying, and like you said, there is depression. There's
mental
there's
illness as well.
underlying issues there that need to be dealt with, and it's the way people cope and sometimes they just can't cope, so they do move towards substances. And to look down on somebody because they are addicted is, you're the piece of shit, in my opinion, because there's
For who that is.
you can't sit there and judge somebody because of a symptom of what the problem is, right?
Well,
you don't
said-
know what the problem is.
He
And
went
until
to
you
an
do,
aircraft hangar, and
shut
I'll
the fuck
never
up.
forget this speech. I'll never forget the speech that he did, and he was vice president at the time. Now, he goes around and talks to Gold Star families, is what they call it in America. They're families of dead soldiers, basically. And he talks to them about depression and all. And he got on stage. He's like, I know what it's like to feel like I want to kill myself.
Yeah.
He said that. He said, I was sitting there. They said my wife was dead, my daughter was dead, and I didn't know if my two boys, they were in critical condition. And he's like, I knew what it was like to be desperate. And for years after, he was a single dad and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, he said it to me. He's like, I promise that one day, you'll be able to look back at them and smile before you get the tears. And stuff like that. Like, you could never see like those type. Allowing yourself, and he'll cry, which I think is very important for lads as well, to see the leader of the motherfucking free world shed a tear about some powerful shit, losing family like that. But he allows himself to
it all
be
reduces
vulnerable and
stigma.
strength.
It gives people a sense of that it's okay to do those things.
But he made it look
It's incredibly
strong.
powerful, man.
He's
And,
like,
and
I
it
love
was.
my fucking son.
You look at
know
you
what
look
I
at
mean?
even
Yeah.
Obama with Sandy Hook, and those sorts
I'll
of
never
things.
forget the way he
where
flicked that
was,
tear.
Yeah, and he was, he was visibly upset. And that wasn't the only speech
powerful.
that he did for school shootings. And if he had stood there and not showed emotion, the message wouldn't have been received, I don't think.
No.
But because
Well,
there was that
Arizona
powerful...
shooting.
Yeah.
Gabby Giffords got shot in the head, but a lot of people got shot as well around, and there was a little girl who got shot. I can't remember her name, but I'll always remember. I love all these speeches. I think Obama was one of the best orators of all time.
Yeah.
But he went there to Arizona, which was a Republican state, and John McCain after that was like, Obama was amazing, and John McCain's a fucking ran against him, and lost, and they had awards and respect between each other as well. But what he said about this little girl, he said she loved to jump in puddles. That was one of the things she loved to do. It's like, if there is a she's up there jumping in puddles and all that. It was like he talked about every person that was killed, and knew, and he was talking to their families, and he was doing one of those speeches, and he was getting people happy and sad at the right times, and he was there.
He was
there.
charismatic.
He was America's dad, kind of, in a way, at the time. He had Republicans, and you just don't have that anymore when the two parties come together and be like, yeah, this is shit.
Well, it's just hating them for the sake of hating them. It's that divide and
partisanship.
Us versus them.
Yeah. It's not moving forward, and
But it all comes back to
country.
the fact that what'd you say his name was? He said that the way Obama spoke was amazing. Like that just
John
comes back to the same things that I've heard you say 100 times already since we've just started doing this podcast. Is it? And same with you, Dave. Is people should be allowed to have disagreements and not believe the same things. Doesn't mean that you can't get along and understand that when someone does a good thing, regardless of what their beliefs
Absolutely.
are, it's a good thing.
Dave just unjustifiably hates Cool Runnings, but we still love him. So
I justified it in many episodes. Completely justified.
Look, it's
completely Sorry, what did I lie about with Cool Runnings?
There was a lot. But we're not talking about Cool Runnings tonight.
Can't name one. But there was a lot. But anyway, look, we're talking about some serious shit here. So they came in. They're getting bogged down. I am watching a lot of videos. I'm watching them coming through Twitter of convoys getting wiped out.
Just quickly, have you seen the videos of the Ukrainian farmers with the tractors?
Because soldiers are running from they're leaving their tanks behind.
I did now. Speaking of that, I did see a thing this morning that I don't know how true it is. You can't believe everything you see on the internet, but apparently they've made it. I don't know if you call it law or whatever in the Ukraine that
salvaging laws.
It's like finders keepers kind of thing. Like they don't need to declare.
And that's what I'm referring to. So there've been people that have been tracking the
tanks.
Uranian farmers. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But just fucking going and hooking them up and towing them away and shit like that.
And apparently, because
they're on a
once
bit
I
of a
saw
free
that,
for all.
yeah, once I saw that, I actually I read, people discussing it and stuff, and apparently that was like a big thing back in like World War II and stuff as well, and why a lot of Polish farmers and that had tanks as tractors on their farms. Like,
Yeah, the salvaging lot.
Why not?
yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff they've changed. Obviously, 16 to 60-year-old males now can't leave Ukraine.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about conscription, but and I probably am against it. But at the same time, I'm not in that situation. I don't know what I would do. You know what I mean? This fella, Volodymyr Zelensky, I think he's just shown. It's been unbelievable. Can you imagine? Fucking Scott Morrison won't even hold a hose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't hold a hose, mate. He would be Morrison would be right now if he was the leader of Ukraine. Would be playing a ukulele somewhere in fucking Hawaii.
He's definitely been the head of the Ukrainian people. You know, like.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you
all
got
the
also
opposition
like,
love him now.
even though
but
they've got the
even
kind of conscription thing going on, like you got to look at the patriotism that the Ukrainian
Man.
people have put in already, and like
Standing in front of tanks.
Yeah.
I've seen, like you've seen the
Swamping
video of
them,
old
man.
mate that literally jumps on the front of the tank to stop it.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
How that lady walked up to a Russian soldier with the sunflower seeds and said, "Put these in your pocket, and when your body will,
Yeah,
you'll harvest."
But at the same time, so
wait, that's fucking
shit.
badass, man.
they've been doing that, but at the same time, they've also been taking care of Russian prisoners. So when they have been surrendering, they've been looking after them, you know. So it just shows the type of people that the Ukrainians are. They're defending their homes and they're doing everything that they can to remain a free country and their own people. And
now they're getting
but
shelled.
they're not holding it against the soldiers personally. They know who's
It's
at fault.
Putin. When they don't say, they say it's Putin, and that's what you do, because that way you're preparing nearly for after the conflict, after the invasion to end, to be like, we don't hate you. You know what I mean? It allows for them to rise up as well, and the people of Russia, the people of Georgia, the people of Europe, everywhere in the world have stood the fuck up, and it was so like Georgia, that happened to them not long ago. Yeah. With a decade before that happened to them, and they all got in the square and said, "Yeah, you seen old ladies in Russia getting fucking Russia." Here's because there's a lot of right winger conservative people that I know that are mad Trump heads that are loving Putin right now, and they're loving this, and they are, and they're bringing up a lot of because Putin's not a PC motherfucker and all, you know, and he calls it like it is with the West. He has shut down Twitter and Facebook before they did, because he didn't want stuff coming through. He has arrested, I think in one day it was 5,000 protesters. In one of those days he arrested.
This is
we
what
all talked about Russian prisons in a couple of episodes ago.
Gulags.
They're not allowing their war dead be counted and reported. They don't allow that. That stopped after Crimea, because when they had 14,000 people. So,
but this comes back to what we
people.
were just saying about, you know, the Republicans hating the Democrats for the sake that they are Democrats. They would rather see Putin succeed just to spite Joe Biden.
The
Republicans, and that's fucking
American
sick.
Republicans are fucking Putin worshippers now. Now, I shouldn't say all of them. I would say about 30% of them now are.
Well, have you
There are
seen that
still
video
Lindsey
of
Graham, Marco Rubio? They're all holding firm with Joe Biden right now. Who I'll go into now, is doing fantastic, not escalating. He is escalating. He's ruining their economy. He's bringing stuff in legally that's not engaging NATO and doing stuff through proxy. Some people say, and I am one of those people, particularly at the start of this, who did want NATO to straight away get in, and part of me does. I'll see something now tomorrow and I'll be like, get in there and help them. Go in NATO, put boots on the ground, close the skies and help them. And then there'll be another day I'll wake up and I'll say, you know what, can we lose Ukraine and just not have World War III? And then I think, well, you know what I mean? That's not fair either. When does it stop? When would you have stopped the Nazis? And the answer is always when they invaded Poland.
Yeah.
Okay. And
But you had the
we
same
waited
fear
too
then
long.
too. You had the same
We
fear
waited
then
long,
too.
yeah.
Well, they've just
the same
you
shit.
know, all the nations have just, or Europe has just gone through World War One, and not all that long ago, and trying to avoid war, like as they were trying to do now, and
Only so
the-
much though.
but the fear of, you know, when does it become nuclear? But
It's hypocrisy.
And
It
let's
is,
be
it
honest,
is.
it was only 19 years between those two things.
it was.
Right.
Yeah, but then that was
How-
why
but
the
you look
nations
at-
were so hesitant to
100%.
jump straight in and help Poland, you know.
But
and
like, it just goes to show
stop
that,
Germany.
like, I mean, how many years has it been now since World War II ended? 45 to nearly 25.
Yeah,
So,
but
you
look
know,
how many wars there's been
oh,
between them, and
definitely.
still
Oh,
going on. Still going on.
Not
like,
saying that's,
horrible
you know,
conflict
but I'm just
since,
saying, like, nothing changes. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter the time that's passed, we're still in the same
it's like the
position.
old saying from "War
But
never
we can't
changes."
change
like
it.
it's
Exactly.
and
We gotta fucking slap them down. See, I'm back on that. I'm back on the hawk now.
yeah,
Because I feel like there's two arguments. People are like, look, Putin's smart. Don't hit him, and you know he won't hit you back, and there'll be no nuclear war. But then people say, no, Putin's crazy, and if you back him in a corner, he's going to nuke us. It's like, which one is it? And,
But this
and when
is-
does it stop?
so
and
this
how
is
many? And if they go to Poland, it's over. We're going to war.
Yeah.
That's
well,
what
even
happens.
Romania,
Well, we're not
that's,
NATO, but we'll help.
NATO's got a lot of soldiers stacked in Romania and that as well. But
They've got everywhere, man.
What's been very
Ev-
interesting
name-
about the
name-
way this
so
has
many
been dealt with by
countries,
the
yeah.
West, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned the economy. It shut down overnight. Like, it took a while for them to make that decision, but overnight. So, you know,
That's less than an American cent.
yeah.
Point 0.017 or some shit.
Yeah, someone was
But
like,
then
oh,
you've
how
got-
much is the ruble worth? Oh, it's about less than a cent.
But then you've got,
Fuck.
you know,
It's crazy.
major companies withdrawing. Apple has stopped selling
wonder
products
they
to the Russians.
UEFA pulled out.
Yeah, BP is
Oh,
looking
wait,
to pull
wait.
out. So you've
Let's
got
give a
what you've
fucking
got.
shout out to the athletes, boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Vasyl Lomachenko, fucking Alexander, what's it?
Cheers.
Olinsk.
Cheers to Colin.
Yeah, cheers to Colin. And fucking the Klitschko brothers, man, they're out there. Dynamo Kiev, the soccer team, we're ready to fight,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But you know, you have a look at the reaction from the world and the way companies now are getting involved in this and shutting down like they haven't done in the past, in years gone by. You know, it's amazing that something like this has united the world. And I saw a comment or a statement the other day that for a decade Putin has tried to separate the West, and within 1 month, or not even that, he's just undone 10 years worth of work, you know, because he's united
He's
everybody
united
again.
everyone.
Yeah, and
You know,
the
why
big
wouldn't they want to join NATO and the EU now?
but
Why the
not only
fuck?
that, yeah, you see, we mentioned Ukrainian president, right? Zelensky. He has been a massive contributor to the way people have thrown so much support behind Ukraine, because I think if he had have taken up the United States offer and evacuating, there wouldn't be so much support. But people see that he is staying and fighting. They see the resilience of the Ukrainian people. There's already that fear of the war, but then they're seeing this country who is the underdog, fighting back and holding their own, and just the
he's united as
heroism
people.
that they've shown. How can you not want to support that? You know, it's everything that you would expect from a country to be in that situation to do. You know, if you were to turn your back on them at that time, then not only you're a piece of shit, but you know, how can you expect other people to come and help you when you're in your
Reese's like,
time of need? Yeah, he's looking for it. Eh? So I think a lot does need to be said for their leadership there. They've basically pulled the pants down on all Western leaders to a degree. Most definitely Scott Morrison. And these people that claim that
not
they
Biden
are...
though. I think Biden's done good.
No.
This. What
But-
has he not done?
No, what I'm saying is, though, when faced with the adversity that he is being faced with, he's stood up against it. And yes, he has got the support from Biden, but look, I'll exclude him in this group. But you look at Morrison.
He's sending stuff now. He's actually been he's been strong on this.
Look,
because he's not part of NATO. It's not in Europe.
All right, you said it before. You said it before. That cunt couldn't even hold a fucking hose.
I know he wouldn't do
he flew
what
to
he
fucking
does.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
So I feel that Scott Morrison is doing it because there is that public pressure. If there wasn't that pressure, he wouldn't fucking do it. Right?
Keep the pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's only doing it because he feels he needs to, because Biden
He's
is
just a
supporting
puppet.
Boris Johnson. He's a fuckwit.
He's a
That's
puppet,
what he
mate.
is.
Well,
He's a fucking muppet.
we don't
Neck
even
up,
vote
you
for him.
parrot.
We, ultimately we vote for a party, and then
Yeah, we
they
do.
put up who the fuck they want to face them.
But
You
look
know
how
what I
many
mean?
times that changed. I mean, they can't do it now. But how many times did we vote for a party and the fucking leader of that party changed? And
Well, that's what I
Right.
mean. Like in
How
a,
about-
in a
wasn't there,
parliamentary
what about that
system,
section a few
yeah.
years back when we had like fucking 1 million prime ministers in such?
We had
it
seven
started with
in
K-Rudd.
4 years, I
Dude.
think it was.
K-Rudd
yeah.
went to fucking... Who'd we go to?
It was
Ginger-
Rudd,
the Ginger Ninja.
Gillard,
Yeah.
and then it was Rudd, Abbott, and then it was Malcolm Turnbull, and then it was Scott Morrison.
Yeah.
Was that it? Am I missing somebody?
Oh, there's probably...
No,
There
I
was a
think-
fucking... It was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you were right, though, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
But now they've
pretty sure you're
written
right.
it into law.
But
that they can't do
Zelensky,
that.
all right? He was a former comedian. He played.
Yeah.
He was an actor who played the president on television. Have you ever seen him dance? He was on
No.
Dancing with the Stars. Motherfucker moves, dude.
Hey,
He
he also...
is fucking butter. He is voice meter on the fucking.
He was also the
on
voice of Paddington Bear in the...
That's right. He's the
Yeah.
voice of Paddington. Think about that,
You see-
motherfuckers.
You see all the memes of like the friend she told you not to worry about and shit. Like
Yeah. There's so much funny.
the friend.
Yeah. There is the ladies are liking him as well. Now we try.
I
not
saw
to
one actually,
trivialise it, but yeah.
I saw one. I fucking laughed. It said, "How are you going to live the rest of your life knowing that at this stage, every woman you know has got a slight crush on Zelensky?" And you fucking couldn't help but go, "Yeah, look,
Not bad
It's
for a
fucking-
5'7" motherfucker too,
He's
man.
going
He's
alright,
out there
he's going
repping it for the averages.
Wait, I wonder how many girls out there have just changed their Tinder bios to be must be over 5'7" instead of 6 foot.
Yeah, it's like he's doing it out there for everybody. But
Yeah.
again, the comparison.
It's giving hope to the shorter blokes.
Him around this cabinet or around a table in military uniform, eating bread and stuff, and you see Putin is on a table that is dead honest. It is 30 feet long, more than that. It like 30 meters. Like this motherfucker. Have you seen the tables he's sitting at with his own cabinet? It's hilarious looking. He's actually losing his temper with his own.
yeah." There's been massive,
Fucking,
plenty of reports
was on
saying that
security
he's in a
advisor.
circle. He's lashing
Oh,
out. He's in
hell,
a circle, and the information that's been leaked, and the fact that they're behind schedule and all that sort of stuff. He's starting to lose it.
They're
So
getting
did you hear the
smashed.
theory about why he is as aggressive now as what he is in regards to the steroids for spinal cancer?
I haven't. No, but
So
I
I
have
haven't
seen
heard
his
that.
head explode a bit.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
some. It was
I
an
feel like the
article, it was a-
Russian cabinet and this, they wouldn't allow that to happen. I don't think he's that much of. I feel like they would back Caesar the motherfucker if they had to. If he is
Okay,
crazy,
so how
I'm
has he
just
gotten
trying not to
through?
s-
I'm not saying that he's crazy. I'm saying that
You just don't
the
know.
situation gets escalated very quickly, and this is what this article that I was reading, and I'll find it so I can flick it through to you. Is saying that he's reacting and he's having these outbursts, and things are escalating a lot quicker than what they normally would, due to his treatment. I didn't know that he was getting treated for spinal cancer. He might not be. I'm
Is
not
he?
sure.
Do we know that though? That's what I'm saying. I'm trying not
it's
to go
alluding
too
to that.
far down that.
It's alluding to
So
that, and it's
this is-
using refers to medical reports from 4 years ago. That it's
just
talking
feel like
about. That's why I said I
there's
could.
no
I
way
like to
he
find
would
it.
allow his medical reports to be leaked.
Yeah,
I mean,
but this is another
They've
thing
leaked
too.
The battle
which-
plans. Like they've,
which
they're fucking,
but
But
see,
even but that's what I
people
mean.
are
Is
after
they did
him,
leak
man.
the battle plans?
this
Well-
can lead into what I said to you this morning too, Vinno.
yeah.
Was like when you talk about the propaganda and what the Russian
yeah.
people thought.
Once we get into the
So,
conspiracy theories, man, this is
yeah.
going to get fucking.
I'm
So-
ready to let it flow. I mean,
Yeah, I'm-
Well, look,
okay,
we
well,
get into
before
this-
we let it flow, I need to let it flow. So
Oh, you got
Hey, everybody.
A little wee break.
we're just going to take a little piss break. We've been an hour and 10. See us after this. Play that music. Yes! All right, talk to you soon. All right, everybody, welcome back from that beautiful, well-needed piss break. Well-deserved piss break, I
it
feel
was
as well.
fucking well needed, man.
Adding
yeah.
to the floods. That was not in good taste. We'll delete that later.
No, we won't.
No,
we won't.
Well, look, I thought we talked about NATO a bit as well, because obviously
Yeah.
we talked a bit about the EU, and you don't have to be an anti-Russian member of NATO to be in the EU. So obviously I think Ukraine is a democratic country. If they want to be in the EU, they should be able to just join the fucking EU if they meet the prerequisites of the EU. Now, again, Ireland, a republic with fucking Marxist Leninists fucking in the Republican Party originally. You can be a pro-Russian country, but NATO, let me tell you why you want to be part of NATO. If you're part of NATO, Russia's not going to touch you, no one's going to bomb you. They'll enact Article 5 if anybody hits you if you're a NATO member, and it's all in. Now, what does all in mean? This is who's part of NATO. Albania, Belgium, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Montenegro, the motherfucking Netherlands, North Macedonia, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Turkey. Turkey is a fucking big one there.
Now,
Huge
hang on,
army.
Kingdom.
just quickly.
Yeah, one of the
How
biggest
long have they
armies
been
in
in?
the world.
How long has Turkey been in?
I don't know exactly when they joined. Turkey joined in 1952.
So it must have been the EU that they were asking to join recently.
Yeah, they're not in the EU. They're not.
Yeah,
They're a member of
okay,
NATO. They're not in the EU.
I
Same as Canada.
saw that
Canada's
they
not
were
in the
they
EU
were
either.
requesting to be a part of.
They
either NATO
won't
or
get
EU.
rid of their. In order to be in the EU, you can't have the death penalty. There's
Yes,
lots of stuff.
yeah.
There's lots of stuff that's.
I knew they couldn't meet the prerequisites to be in one of them. I just couldn't remember.
They're
whether
in
it was
NATO
or EU.
and they're
Yeah,
ready to
okay,
fight,
there
and
you
they
go.
are motherfuckers. I reckon.
Now they've
I
recently
think
just
they
denied
could
Russia.
take Russia.
They've just
I
denied
think
them
they could take
access through their sea as well,
The ports.
which is
yeah.
yeah.
But I didn't get up to the two big ones.
Sorry, you have
That
to
was
keep going.
Turkey, which is a fucking. It's funny saying that after having Canada, Italy, Spain, Germany, France, all these mega countries that are nuclear fucking powers, some of them. But you also have the United Kingdom, who's huge, which means the United Kingdom can pull Australia in. They can pull all these other countries in. When did we leave the war? When the UK and America left the war. That's just, we're there to help, okay? Or to, do the bidding. Whatever way you want to look at it. We're involved. We're basically...
Same with our mates
okay?
over the fucking sea, the Kiwis.
And the US
Yeah,
is
yeah,
in
that's
NATO
right.
as well. So why the fuck? So, and here's the thing. All those other little countries we talked about, they're safe as fuck right now. Russia will never go near those countries. No one's going to touch those countries. Or NATO will just say, attack on one is attack on all. That's their
Yeah,
motto.
that's the whole lot of don't fuck with us.
Yes.
It's like punching on with the bloke from Western Sydney. They're fucking coming
Now-
out of the woodwork. They're all
There
in.
was recently so they tried to condemn Russia's invasion through the Security Council, which is a small group of nations that are on the Security Council that gets rotated every year in the UN. But this year, Russia is the president, and they have the veto, and all nations, except for a couple of nations like China, abstained, and Russia vetoed it. Then they brought it to the General Assembly. 141 countries went against Russia, and only 5 stuck with Russia. Now, remember I named all those fucking NATO legendary nations there? The 5 countries that are going to be with Russia are Russia, because they get their own vote, which we expected they'd be there. Belarus, Eritrea, Syria and North Korea. That's it. All of which would get axed by Turkey or
Yeah,
Britain.
but also, speaking of Syria, hasn't like the US been bombing them this week too?
Here's the thing. Well, this is the hypocrisy I'm talking about. Well, it is different, but also
It's different, but it's not.
Well, your reasons for getting into war is all the same, really. But your reasons for getting into war, you know, I'm not a non-interventionist. I think there are reasons why you would invade a country and take a dictator out. Like I think with NATO, for instance, they bombed fucking Belgrade and stopped an ethnic cleansing happening in Europe back in the 90s, which is a fantastic thing to do. But we took on the Nazis. You know, there's lots of things you can look into. Okay,
That's not an invasion. That's taking out pieces of shit. Like
they invaded. Did they?
Yeah,
That's your perception.
That is my perception.
Yeah.
It
The
is.
Nazis felt invaded. You know,
Nazis can feel invaded all their fucking life.
They owned
if you're
the
a
country,
Nazi, you
Get the
need
fuck out.
You do need to get
Nazis
the fuck
all
out.
over Europe and in Russia
But
and in
you just-
America and in Australia.
Yeah.
We've all got them. Weirdly enough, and actually the funny
They're
thing
like herpes,
we're talking
aren't they?
about, they are. You can't get rid of them, but you can hate the look of them. But we should ultimately normalise. But anyway, everybody's got herpes in one way or another. Herpes. Sometimes you don't have herpes. Sometimes herpes has you. But do you know what I mean?
Quote that?
I think we can.
Can we quote that?
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
it. Yeah.
Remember, hang on, just Reese, remember we used to play fucking tweet that? We're
Tweet it. I was just thinking the same thing, bro.
Quote it in here. Every
Yeah.
time Dave says something that should be a quote, we're going to fucking put it on the soundboard.
Oh no. We're gonna need a bigger soundboard.
That's what she said.
Oh, did she now? But yeah. So look, guys,
If a soundboard was a
kind of-
dick.
we've talked about a lot of serious shit. We've gotten into it a bit. We've gone a bit funny back, and we teased all the conspiracy theories and tinfoil hat shit.
Look.
Bring it on. Let's
So,
talk about it.
this isn't so much a conspiracy in the regards that it's scary and it brings it sort of sparks the conversation as far as conspiracy theories in regards to nationalism, but how quickly the Russian economy was taken down. I spoke about it briefly before, but
yeah.
all of the countries jumping in and the globalism, not nationalistic, sorry, the globalism that's sort of been portrayed there has sparked a lot of conversation and questions with some people in regards to who's in control. And my opinion on that is that's not necessarily been a preempted attack so that everybody can, band together and globalism can take over. I think it's just everybody hating people being pieces of shit and invading a country that's...
What do they mean by globalism, though? What are they talking about?
The conversation in regards to, no country, or the big theory is that we are all going to just be one big nation, essentially.
Hopefully
Happy
one
family.
day.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Oh, look,
one
that'd
day.
be good.
No
But there is
borders,
people
everybody.
No
that would be-
passports.
yeah.
We're gonna scare them now. We're gonna scare them now. They'll start talking about us.
But you know that theory that
Well, fuck
the theory that
are we paid off? Am I paid off?
You might be.
Fucking, I wish I was. I'd take that money.
We got to get monetized somehow.
It's that sexy Zelensky money.
But
Yeah.
Zelensky money. But
what are
like
they
the theory,
talking
Not rubles.
the theory
They just
is,
need
and
something to talk
it's feared against nationalists that they're not. No one's going to have their own identity anymore because we're just going to be one big global conglomerate and.
Because fucking NATO, Ukraine is fighting to be Ukraine and not part of a.
So
Soviet.
yeah, that's
So
been.
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Shouldn't they?
But
if
it's
they're
fun.
against that globalism and countries coming and absorbing other countries, surely they wouldn't be against. They would be against Russia taking over Ukraine. Wouldn't they be for the EU where you can just vote in and out of it?
You would think so. Look, and that's the logical
England
way
just
of
left the
looking at
EU.
it. That's the logical way
Brexit.
of looking. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
roll it
And
out.
I mean, admittedly, how well has that
Send in
gone
the
for?
tanks.
How well has that gone for Britain?
Yeah, but it's their choice.
It is their choice, yes.
You know what
But
I mean?
that's been
and
the-
again, yeah, it was.
So
you
the
could
next-
argue it was the wrong choice. But
The
their
way
choice.
that leads, the next conspiracy theory that leads to is the Great Reset. So you'd know about that one. Yeah, yeah.
Nope.
Which,
It's a. It's,
look,
it's
I'm just
the
going to say
idea
this
is-
now, Reezy. I know you're a hermit. I love the fact that you're a hermit. But fucking read something. At least
Well,
once. Like, it's just,
Hey, I'm not a. It's just.
You
I
read
don't know.
manuals.
When we get to
you
the
read
third act
manuals
of
on
this
fucking
podcast, Vinno,
soundboards. Sorry.
When we get to the third act of this podcast, Vinno, you're going to be awfully quiet.
Me?
And we're going to be, yeah.
Why?
Because we're going to be doing a Batman review.
Yeah, yeah, look. Okay.
So,
This
didn't you prepare?
That's
For God's sakes, Vinno, would you
Couldn't
just
you-
watch something every
Now,
just
hang
one
on,
while?
hang on. I got blindsided.
And he went out and watched that.
I
He probably couldn't have got closed captions
there.
on in the cinema.
No, because I was
I had to
originally,
listen.
going to go and have a lunch with Reese today, and then last night, what did he do?
The better
Fucking-
choice.
Yeah.
Oi, I'm sorry, but what were you going to eat?
Oi,
What were you
I
going
had,
to eat
oi,
that's better
I
than
had
the better?
coffee with you this morning. You know, at least I didn't just leave you hanging.
Yeah, well,
I didn't have coffee with Reese this morning,
no, you didn't.
but I did see Batman.
I also saw Batman.
Oh man! Here, we'll get into that. We'll get
We'll
into
get
that.
into it.
You know what's the? I know what this is.
Please, yeah, please
And
inform
the
me of the
racists are
Great
scared.
Reset.
The racists are scared.
Yeah. So I'm not like fully up on top of it.
Actually, sorry, I'm going to stop you just before you continue on. This is the kind of thing that I made a reference channel for.
right.
Just saying. So if you want me to read things, just put it in there. Please continue.
So what you're saying is we do the work for you, and then you just read.
Hey, if I find something that's relevant, I'll put it in there. It's a group. Oi, we're all
Man,
one.
our
We
reference
said we
channel-
were
global company.
talking about
Our reference
Ukraine.
channel is just
And-
fucking
and-
Reese's pubes and. But
Hey, I'm not complaining.
yeah.
I can't. Yeah, I can't be the only one that puts good content in our organisation chat. Anywho, moving
Just
on.
got to
Great
move it
Reset.
into the podcast. Yeah.
the
But
Great
yeah,
Reset.
so the Great Reset, that's been a topic of conversation that people believe that because of the way the economy is in a lot of countries at the moment, that house prices, all that sort of stuff, that it has to reach a limit and then they've got to do a reset, right?
Okay, I've heard something along the lines of
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
but
So it basically resets a number of things, but there has to be a big global event to kick it off, such as, you know, a world war, etc. Yeah. So then there's the theory that through the Great Reset, the new foundation or the new world order, right, is going to be a globalistic world order. So the two go hand in hand, and this is what a lot of people, when I say a lot of people, a lot of tinfoil hat wearing people, but they are still
bored people, unfulfilled
Yeah.
people.
Have been waiting for something like this to occur, and the moment this has all started happening, they've just jumped on board and it's skyrocketed. But it does bring around, for people that just like to hear a good conspiracy theory, like a good story or something like that, and just go, oh yeah, that's funny, and then move on and treat it
Look,
as it is. I'm
I'm a sucker
interesting.
for a good conspiracy theory.
Absolutely.
But don't you grow out of that stuff? Like, don't you, like, because I've done it, like,
Look,
of 9/11 conspiracy to
Yeah.
everything, to Illuminati, to the fucking Bohemian Grove, to you can fucking, like,
You
Look,
take it for
I
what it
think-
is. You
Bloodline,
take it for what it
all
is and
that
move
shit.
on. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
it's a
think
good
I
story,
think it's
but
I
people
think
are-
it's
yeah.
naive to probably just not take any. I'm not saying I 100% agree. Like, I don't think you should just blindly follow
Reese
everything
is just
that you
saying
get
that he
told.
100% agrees
But
with
no,
the
we're not.
conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theories blindly following because there's no evidence for it. That's
Well,
blindly following what you
Yes
hear.
and no. I think it's
Some-
okay to question.
There's nothing wrong with questioning
Yeah.
things, but
Yeah.
if you've got facts and evidence
That's not
to
what they're
back
doing.
that up, right?
They're not questioning stuff. They have a
Yeah.
theory that there's a great recession, that everyone, they have a theory that they've zero evidence to back up. You
And
can
they run
question
with it.
anything. I'm all for questioning.
So I
that's
think-
the whole idea of it.
I think the last few years have definitely shown how dangerous conspiracy theories have been, like with the QAnon movement and all those sorts of things. And
They
people
believe
take
it.
the smallest thing and run with it and make it dangerous. But at the same time, I fucking laugh my head off when I read something that's just so outrageous. And
It should be laughed at.
it should be laughed at. And I do laugh at it because, fuck me, if you've got the energy to sit there and think of that shit and just blow it completely out of proportion, go for it. It's giving me entertainment. So
But there are conspiracies, though. There's the Gulf of Tonkin. There are the assassinations happen.
Yeah.
People
you
collaborate
listen
against each other.
End of Days by Vinny Paz. Man, like the
Here's
time
what
that
a
was
track.
here's
written,
the truth
What a
about
track.
Vinny
It is
Paz and Il Bill and all these guys. They know what they're doing. They don't even believe that shit. You should see Vinny
No,
Paz
but it's-
arguing with his people in the
It's,
moment.
it's
today
funny
he's
because at the time that was
talking about
released, he
Lomachenko.
almost dropped down. It almost like threw out every conspiracy theory there was at the time. It was, and it's a fucking
Welcome
awesome
to
track.
the end of days.
Man, I love that fucking beat. It's
Such a
just
good song.
unreal. But
Well, that's what
We're talking
Heavy
about
Metal
the-
Kings is only conspiracy theories
Yeah,
and David
yeah.
Koresh and fucking cults and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Kill Devil Hills by Il Bill. All these albums are fucking. That's one of the fucking best.
That's a good one.
And that's literally all conspiracy theories. I
Yeah.
love this stuff. Illuminati,
it's
666 to study Koresh.
it's fun.
I
It's
love
interesting.
it all, like.
It does spark thought to a degree, but it shouldn't be taken out of context, and it
There
shouldn't
are
be followed
people
to the
walking up
point.
to me going, do you know this and this? And I'm like, you are fucking an adult, mate. You know what I mean? You're an adult. You want to talk about asking questions? Ask questions. People are talking about the same. All that white reset, all that sort of shit has been around for fucking a long time.
Yes.
Okay? Like, it's easy to make it, one day this country's going to be attacked. And don't believe the narrative because it'll be this. There'll be no evidence for it. And it's like, well, where did you get that from? Oh,
Yeah.
no evidence. You know what I mean? There's real legitimate things. Ask questions of those conspiracy theorists. Keep asking. They're 5 questions deep. Always.
Yeah.
And that's it.
the
And you'll
old
always
5
point back to,
it's the
you'll
old
never know because they'll cover
Rule
it.
of 5. Yeah. If you
So-
ask the 5 questions, and you should be able to get an answer or a resolve to the problem that you've got.
Yeah, well, you have, again, we've tried to run those problem solving things at work and all well, and ultimately it depends how you ask the questions and
It's who's asking the
going
questions.
down different. But again, it's rabbit holes, and you can there's nothing wrong with asking questions.
No.
But when you ask a question and someone doesn't give you the answer you want, or you find it like it's confirmation bias. I was the same. I was a fucking Gaddafi. We're talking about supporting NATO here. I was a Gaddafi stan when back in 2009. You know what I mean? Because he was talking about how America was in Palestine, and you know what I mean. He was talking about the war crimes that America was committing all over the Middle East, and I was like, listen to this guy, and he was the first ever leader of Libya, Gaddafi, who was Libyan.
Yep.
He was. He actually ended up getting Italy to give reparations to the colonialized people of Libya. He brought up their fucking literacy level. He brought water to I'll name 1,000 great things Gaddafi did because back then I was a fucking fan of Gaddafi.
Yep.
But it was only when I got older I was like, you know what, I was willfully ignorant of a lot of horrible stuff that dictator was doing to keep himself in power and to persecute his people. And I was willing, because I wanted to be a little, not hate the West, but I was very anti-colonialist. From being Irish, you grow up hating the empire and being the attacked motherfucker.
But it comes down to
So I
human
hated
nature as
America,
well.
Nearly. You know
So it's
what I
not it's not just like your background, it's human nature.
been there
Nobody likes
as a
to be
kid.
wrong. Nobody likes to be wrong. But you grow more as a person by accepting that yes.
It
okay,
all comes
awesome.
down to that humans are a product of their environment. Yeah, you felt that
That's
way because
beautiful.
of the life that you've lived so far. But education puts people into, and knowledge puts people into different trains of thoughts or willingness to learn and look into things further. But
and empathy.
Like
Yeah.
putting
People
all the
are arguing
information
now.
into
It's
the
like,
reference
oh,
info,
what
and
did
then
what did Ukraine
that's
do
right.
to deserve this? They're bombing indiscriminately civilian targets.
yeah.
Now
Oh.
they're
Did you all
smashing up-
see
Have you
that
watched these
video
buildings?
of the father and son, the civilians get
by the
attacked?
car?
Yeah, and
Yeah. No
man,
leg.
that's so
That's war.
sad, man.
Even-
That was on the road though.
He literally asked his son like 3-4 times during that video to kill him, like put him out of his misery.
And
And
his
his
son was just
son's
down with
like,
his lay down.
his son was like, I can't do it. I can't do that. Like,
But even you've seen the aftermath of the buildings and the hospital getting attacked and the missile attacks
Yeah.
and all those sorts of things. That's that's
Childcare.
what Dave's talking about. It's-
Playgrounds.
Yeah,
Bombs
yeah.
in them. Burnt kids, everybody. That's the truth.
That's
and you want to talk about
those sorts of
what's the
attacks that are
justification?
try and break the morale of a nation. That's
But
all those are for.
we're in the
is to try and-
conspiracy theory talk part now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I want to say, yeah, they are fun. You can ask questions, but there's kids on fire, motherfucker.
Dave's
That's what
talking
bombs
about
do.
conspiracy theories. Right?
No,
Just
this
so-
no,
just
this
to
is
clarify.
this is what it means. Imagine that's happening. You're like, oh, but what if it's all a big plan so that one day they can have a big reset and that we're not allowed have our national flags anymore and we're all just one big happy family. It's like, mate,
you're burning children
please.
alive.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the smell of fascism, is the smell of burning flesh, and the aftermath is the smell of disinfectant on burning rubble. That's what it is, people. And there's old ladies that are holding up signs that remember that shit, that are getting arrested right now. And here's what I don't like. So Russia hits Ukraine with a missile and it destroys the Holocaust museum. Okay.
Yep.
Now the argument is, oh look, they're destroying the Holocaust museum. They're destroying the Holocaust museum. Look, that's not the argument. I doubt they aimed for that. I can't see them aiming for that at all. But then again, the real problem is they're shooting indiscriminately with cluster bombs and vacuum bombs into fucking residential areas. And yeah, they're going to hit a Holocaust museum. And that's wrong. And you know what I mean? Like, for a country that's supposed to be denazifying.
The biggest tragedy in that is the innocent
ironic.
people. All the people.
Yeah,
Everyone's.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, so instead of trying to get bogged down in that, about, oh, well, are they Nazis for doing that? No, look, they're just bombing indiscriminately now. And they know they have to hold back. Now, make no mistake about it as well. Russia has nuclear weapons. Russia has nuclear submarines. They're escalating in their own way. But they never thought they would have to bring it to this level. They never thought they would have to do this. And I know Putin is in a corner now. His economy's ruined. And he's not making anywhere on the road. They made three miles in one of the days, which is disgraceful. And they're losing people because they're sitting ducks, because all the fucking intel has been given to them by the West and Europe about exactly where Russia's coming in. And they are losing. And here's the truth, they probably will. Kiev should fall. If Kiev doesn't fall, I don't know what to think anymore.
When you look at the
You know what I
when
mean?
you look at the odds that the Ukrainian people are against and the
They've
numbers.
already beat them nearly.
Yeah, but the numbers dictate in a large way, you know, how the result what the result should be. And for you know, for the loss of life and equipment that the Russians have suffered so far, just shows that they weren't 100% prepared. But here's you touched on the economy there, and this is another conspiracy theory, and I know Bondi will love this one, right? So
I've already been talking to him about it. We were talking to each other during the State of the
No.
Union
But,
and all.
yeah. But I know Bondi will like this one because he loves Elon Musk, right? And this has been another
he did
theory.
well with Starlink.
So, yes, so he has, you know, brought in the internet, and there is a theory getting around at the moment that with Elon Musk recently paying taxes in the US, his way of recouping that money was to pay off Stalin to start this war.
Stalin?
So that, sorry, Putin.
That's
That's the second time you've done that.
No. I'm there's a reason behind that. Yeah, but
It's Freudian for sure.
yeah,
Another conspiracy theory.
but that he has
Why does
paid off.
Vinno keep calling Putin Stalin?
Stalin.
Are you a time traveller?
I am.
You do look like Winston Churchill a little bit. I'm only joking. I'd never
It's
say that
unintentional. It is unintentional. When I think of Russians, I think of Stalin straight away. But
there goes the xenophobia. Oi, real
I'll
quick.
copy.
Oh no,
But-
I'll let you finish your.
Yeah. So the
finish your money
theory
thing,
is,
because I want to get
and
into
it's-
that as well.
and
Russian xenophobia,
and it's fucking comical that Elon Musk has paid off Putin to start this war so that he could sell arms to both sides and internet and his technology to both sides to recuperate that money that he paid in fucking taxes. Now, that's what I mean when I say that conspiracy theories are fucking comical. They're just there for entertainment. And I'm certain that the person that started that conspiracy theory did it as a joke. But
and
some
they did
dumb
it in their
motherfucker.
underpants eating Cheetos in a basement.
Yeah. No, well, not even that. They
What are
probably
you going to
just
get Cheetos and underpants?
He's
Yeah.
got lots. Yeah. But somebody has heard that and run with it 100% and believes that Elon Musk is the guy in the background starting this whole fucking thing. So I just thought I'd mention that one since we're on conspiracy theories and you mentioned the economy, because that's fucking hilarious. I'm laughing. Ha ha ha.
Now I love a conspiracy theory, and you talk to Bondi and or anybody, and you'll hear like I'm the dude. I fucking will talk to you about them. I've just gone through them all so much. I've been let down by them all. I was told Obama was gonna fucking put everyone in FEMA camps. That was when the great reset was supposed to happen. Remember they found photos of Obama.
supposed to
Why are
happen
they piling up all these
times.
coffins? Are they
Well, you
coffins?
look
What are they planning?
You
They're
look
gonna
at
put
the
us all
Q-
in hobber homes. Agenda
Yeah.
21. Oh my god! Like, you know, like,
I mean, QAnon's conspiracist man waited for the return of fucking JFK.
they're still
these-
waiting.
So
They're
these
still
these
waiting.
theories just keep rolling over, and it just changes direction. So it's 1 minute, it's Obama. Next minute, it'll be fucking Biden. The
Don't
Great
forget
Reset.
Tupac and
He
Elvis.
died and I hate it.
Oh yeah.
Well, he is still alive. In fairness to him. Have you seen he's in
Dave's
Home
got a
Alone?
photo of him.
I do have a photo of him up there. I've got a
No,
little
like with
collage
you
of Elvis.
last week. I was talking about
wouldn't
Tupac. Oh.
Nah, he's probably dead now. I swear to fucking God, alright. If you ever go to Vegas, alright, Tupac's there. There's a guy who walks down the Vegas Strip dressed like Tupac, and fuck, he looks like Tupac. I swear to God, yeah. And you know, whack him to God. I swear to. That's the R baby.
He is so dirty. Look at him. He's
But,
fucking filthy.
But I can't remember what I was gonna interrupt you with something back then.
Yeah, I know you were.
You were.
It's nothing new.
Well, that's because there's what you're saying's nothing new. Look at us now. Look at
the
us now.
all-knowing, all-knowing David Giles. That's a conspiracy in itself.
Hey, you know
Is it
what?
though?
And you
Pretty
started-
factual.
I think-
Seems
I
to know a
think-
lot about a lot.
This is my theory. I think Dave
Well,
has the ability to freeze time.
You
so
aren't
that he
getting
can-
paid by the fucking. Oh, hold up. Who's in charge again? The global elite? No, Elon Musk.
Elon
You
Musk.
aren't getting paid.
As of
He
this
did
week.
very well with Starlink. I will give him that.
Stalin
I
or
think that what he did was
Starlink?
Stalin.
And,
Stalin.
Yeah,
Stalin.
that was a.
Do you think that maybe that's why he called it Starlink, because it was so similar to Stalin?
So you know,
There's all,
there's
there's
there you
all
go.
a plan.
There you
There's all
go.
a plan.
Yeah.
But
I
no,
love
look,
all
that
these
was a
conspiracy
huge
theories.
move from him.
All these guys are like sprinkling little breadcrumbs for the conspiracy theories to
Yeah.
figure out. I
It's just
love
Hansel
that.
and
That's my
Gretel now.
favourite part of it. It's like only we know.
But-
And he's sending us.
So we're
gotta
just
love
talking
it.
about Starlink. Then I'm just going to get back on a serious topic. So did you hear what else he did as far as the electrical charging stations in Ukraine? He made that free for everyone trying to evacuate.
Well, that and same
So-
with Starlink. Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
So that's what I mean. Yeah, as not only has he done, given them the Wi-Fi and the Starlink and all that sort of stuff, but he also basically helped people get out with giving them free.
Well, the Russians
charging
knocked out
thing,
their internet.
Yeah. I knew about that. Yeah, but it's not
So
just
he
the
came
one
in
thing
and
that
gave
he's
it
done. He's and all I did was ask him. He didn't have to. He wasn't obligated to. He chose to do that. So
But all businesses
huge-
are coming together. No, because
I
here's
feel
the
like
thing.
you're both getting that SpaceX money.
I'm trying to. Dave's
Critical space. It's called critical space theory.
Yeah.
That's the truth. That's the real truth.
That's where if you
It's
talk
the-
about
it's-
Elon, if you mention Elon Musk 3 times in a mirror, you'll get some money.
It's the great SpaceX. It's not the great recess.
I dig SpaceX as well. I really like them landing rockets there. And they've really done it in an affordable way.
Rocket Man.
There's Elon Musk for me. It's like, obviously he's not perfect, but I do like he was forward thinking in a lot of ways. He puts his foot in his mouth too much sometimes, but wouldn't you if you're some billionaire?
What do you reckon about the Neuralink thing?
I think I'm not going to.
It's okay when he does it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that.
When you say he puts his foot in his mouth, I think he's one of those almost eccentric people that thinks out loud and
well, he tweets.
Isn't his wife like a Twitch streamer or some shit?
She's not his wife anymore, but what's her name? She's gorgeous. She's an artist chick. She's actually she does
Doesn't she
stream
live
now.
stream? Yeah.
With the cat.
you're
the
telling
cat
this
chick.
story.
What's her
isn't
name?
you? I said you're telling this story.
Yeah,
Oh,
who is she? What's her name?
I can't remember. I just heard it.
Fuck off! You were probably batting off to it half an hour before we started recording. Dave's.
Not Amber Heard. He was with Grimes.
Please.
What's her name?
Rick Grimes.
Not Rick Grimes. Carl.
Fuck! I'm nearly gonna have to start my next bottle, boys.
Really?
Yeah.
What's her fucking name? Grimes. Something Grimes.
Oh, I couldn't tell you, dude.
Carl Grimes.
Carl Grimes.
Coral.
Alright, well,
Coral
it doesn't
Grimes.
matter anyway. They're not going out anyway.
Okay.
He's fooling everyone but his wife. Ex-wife. He's got everyone figured out, but he can't even keep one relationship going.
It is interesting to see how many businesses and people have come to support of Ukraine in this time of need. Obviously, it's
marketing.
Look, it is marketing, but
It's
I think
right though. Back it up.
People
Yeah.
people don't want to. Nobody wants to see us go to another world war.
Well, not nobody. I'm sure there's some people.
Russia's
Look,
trying pretty hard.
Yeah.
They are. No, not
giving
Russia.
it
Sorry,
the old college try.
Putin's trying pretty hard.
Putin is trying.
Oh, Russian xenophobia. That's what I wanted to talk about real
Yes.
quick. So right now, all around the world, there are little Russian bakeries, little Russian restaurants that are getting their windows smashed in.
Yeah. Yep.
There, like there's some seriously bad shit going down. And stop it.
That old. Hang on,
Don't
that,
get involved in that
horrible.
shit.
That
It's
old
horrible.
Russian grandmother that's selling you fucking meals on the corner
Yeah.
is not the one that's fucking advocating for
They are
war.
getting arrested.
Yeah.
There are elderly people that survived the Nazis protesting in Russia right now, in St. Petersburg and in
There is-
Moscow.
there
and
is
they're
plenty of
trying to
Russians.
stop it.
There is plenty
And
of
they're
Russians
getting locked.
speaking out. They are, like Dave said, getting locked up. They are putting themselves in extreme danger to stop this. This is not a Russian idea. This is not a Russian.
Pissing down.
Yeah, it is. This is not backed by everybody in Russia. This is Putin and the higher ups that are wanting this. They've got their own agenda, and this is something else that Reese and I were talking about this morning in regards to propaganda and the information that it gets fed to the people. So a lot of the Russian people don't actually know what's going on, as we touched on before, with the soldiers that are actually in Ukraine now fighting the Ukrainian people, are having to write home to tell their parents what they're actually doing without, knowing what they were getting into to start with. And that
They restricted the internet.
not
And social
only
media
that, but
and
it's
news.
been controlled media for a long, long time, and that it does, because we are on the conspiracy theory segment. It does touch on the theory around what we are told and whether it's the truth and all that sort of thing. But this is actual first-hand experience and information in regards to what they are being told, because when that economy collapsed overnight, a lot of Russian people didn't actually know what was going on or why the value of their dollar had dropped dramatically overnight. They weren't aware of it. Some had been
Saw
told.
the queues at the
others didn't.
ATMs and shit.
Absolutely,
some of them
because
got
some
through,
knew,
but-
some knew, some didn't. Right, and that's simply due to the propaganda, and we see it a lot with North Korea. I mean, with the recent one in
Afghanistan?
regards to the internet video, you know, where North Korea allowed a news crew to go into supposedly one of their office buildings, where they were trying to say, "Oh, we've got internet," but it was all just fucking wallpapers that the people were looking at, you know.
Well, they fake food on the shelves and all.
Yeah,
They have
yeah,
places
yeah.
they bring tourists.
It's all
and
propaganda.
delegates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like Dave
Yeah.
was saying, this is not every Russian is sitting there going, right, we all want to fucking invade Ukraine. A lot of them don't know, and this is what a false flag attack does. It's a very controlled situation that you tell your people of the country that you're supposedly controlling what you want them to know, and it gets their backs up saying that we've been attacked, we're going to defend ourselves. That's how you get support. We've seen it throughout history. So don't go attacking those fucking Russian businesses. Don't go attacking people that are living in your country that are Russian, because the chances are they are 100% supporting Ukraine and not Russia. They are not sitting there advocating for fucking Vladimir Putin and what is happening over there. Don't
Even
take
up
your
to
frustrations
soldiers.
out of them. That's right. Yeah.
I have 0% sympathy for the for the cause of a Russian soldier in Ukraine. Zero. However, I have nothing but sympathy for a Russian soldier. Like I was talking about those videos I'm watching when you see them on the ground, heads off them, arms missing, and then you also see the kids, POW children, that have no rations. Did you see that they found, the Ukrainians found the Russian rations that had gone
out of date, expired in
since
2015.
2015.
Yeah, I did see that.
I remember when they were finding their tanks and being like, holy shit, they've got worse stuff than we do.
Yeah.
The Russian people have been starved for just like when Ukraine was in the Soviet Union, and they starved 10 million of them, and they purged the political and establishment from the other ones.
Yep.
Have sympathy for soldiers. They do what they're told.
They're
They're
fed
not
a lie.
defending their land.
Yeah,
They're marching.
in this circumstance, they're fed a lie. You know, they're told that they are defending their country, they're doing the right thing by their country, as anybody would. You know, in that situation, you do what you could and you do your part. And they're only finding out once they're in the war zone that they're the ones that are in the wrong. You know, and that must be so devastating in so many ways, to realise that you are the aggressor and everything that you've been told is a lie. That must just be, you know, and I'm not trying to raise sympathy for the Russian soldiers that are over there doing harm, but it must just be so devastating for those young men that are there and realising that they are the aggressors and just going, holy fuck, you know, this is not what I signed up for, this is not what I'm here for, I want to get the fuck out.
If
and
the
this
Ukrainians can give them sympathy and bring
Yep.
them in and give them soup and give them tea and give them bread and understand. And here, remember, these Russian soldiers are told two things right now during this. One, these are your brothers, they're going to welcome you with open arms. And two, fire.
Yeah.
Which is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fight them, or are they me brothers? Because they're
Yeah.
fighting me. You know,
Yeah,
so I'm
shooting
confused. I didn't think I'd be here. And now and here's another thing. Ukraine and Russia share a border.
Yep.
They have friends and family and work colleagues, and like, it's different. We live in Australia. We are girt by sea. You know what I mean? But when you live in a small, compact place, like Russia's huge, obviously, but just surrounded Russia and then the Eastern blocks in Europe, there are lots of little countries that we would consider towns here.
Yeah.
Town-sized fucking places here. Farm-sized fucking places here. And these people, they know each other. They're family. And same with Ukraine and Poland, and Ukraine and Belarus, and all these countries. They're close together, and they've been told two things. The Russians, go in, you'll be welcomed with flowers, they're brothers. Oh no, kill them then. Oh. And
But that's how they. That's
they
how
are
they get
losing technically, but I do think they will. Like, it's all up if they're going to keep escalating and keep throwing stuff at them, unless there's severe NATO involvement, and Ukraine, like it did 3 times this week, blows me out of water and I was wrong, and they actually were able to fucking surprise me like a motherfucker and get some shit done. I'm well ready to be wrong, but I feel like Kiev by this time next week will be invaded. Now I can't see how they have a sustained occupation. I don't think they can do that, and I don't know what NATO's reaction's going to be to that. But I think we're in love with Ukraine at the moment, but keep doing it, keep holding on, and don't let a next news cycle come along that's going to knock them off, and they'll take Ukraine, and then we'll get used to it like they did with Georgia. I think we'll get used to it like they did with Crimea. And then they'll move to Poland.
I don't think it's ever going to be, we'll get used to it. I think with these sanctions that are in, and they're saying they're a 10-year sanction. Like,
they're lasting damage.
Yeah, they are going to cripple Russia for a long, long time. I think if Ukraine doesn't hold out and they do fall, I don't think it's going to be a long-lasting occupation, because they're just not going to have the funding to be able to, and the resources. And I just don't think the spirit of their own army is going to be there. We've seen it already with...
Well, not when there's already so much deception.
That's right. And that's
it's human nature to question. That's why we're talking about it.
And once
they've already shown his hand.
I mean, and we've already seen footage of even Ukrainian civilians approaching Russian soldiers. There's a video of a Russian tank crew, and they've run out of fuel.
I love
that.
And want us to tow you to the border?
Yeah, they want us to tow you back to Russia.
To Russia? Yeah. And they're like,
and they laugh, you know. So there's already there's already that that rapport there to a degree, that if Russian troops stay there long enough, I just don't think that they are going to have the heart to remain. And I hope that they don't have the heart to remain. And they
didn't have it in Afghanistan, right?
No. So
it's different for people on their own countries.
It's fucked up that we're in this situation after the years that we've had with COVID, here in Australia with fires, then COVID, then floods, and now this, you know. This along with more floods. The world just doesn't need this.
When it rains, it pours.
It does, yeah. You know, nobody wants this. The world doesn't need it at the moment. We're still trying to recover from a pandemic. We're still going through that. COVID is still real.
No, it's not. It hasn't been on the news for 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, while we're talking about fucking
Conspiracies.
But, you know, it's...
Well, in fairness, though, all the restrictions ended on the 25th.
Yeah, I don't even have to wear a mask anymore.
No, you
Me
don't.
neither. ACT.
But
in New South Wales, it finished on the 25th. But in the ACT, it finished on the 25th at 6 o'clock. So I went to work with no mask on. And on the way home, I had to put my mask on going into a shop. And then I could take it like up until 6 p.m. Because I'm that close on the border. It's just, there's so many weird stuff about living on the borders in states when all the states have different fucking rules, man.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. Fucking, especially the fucking license shit. I hate that different states have different licenses and stuff. It's handy when you move and you want to get out of a ticket. But fucking, you can never
when
go
you're in a
back.
convoy and you're trying to fucking...
I can never go back to Victoria. I am wanted in Victoria. Yeah.
Heard it here first.
That does not surprise
But here, everybody, we're nearing the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
Do you want to have another break before we hit
I think
into
we
the
do,
Batman?
because I think there's... Yeah,
Break
I
it
think
up.
you guys are going to go on for a bit, and I've got to...
Can't go
we
too
can't
long.
spoil.
I've got to work
We
tomorrow.
can't spoil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here, do you want to
Yeah,
have a break on it, or we just go?
I'm easy. Whatever you want to do.
Let's do a quick...
Hit the music. Hey everybody, welcome back from that piss break brought to you by us at Fireside Yarns. Lads, now, we had a couple of rough chats at the start there. We talked about the floods, we talked about Ukraine. I think we tried to make it a little bit upbeat for what it was. And maybe I was a bit downer on the conspiracy theories. But I think
Well, we didn't
think
get
it's
too
time.
much. We didn't get as involved.
Yeah,
in
we
the
really didn't.
conspiracies
We
as
really
what I thought. Maybe, maybe look, maybe the people watching can give us.
Well, oi, if you want to come on to those conspiracy theory having friends of ours or anyone watching, because let's be honest, we have 66 subscribers. Everyone watching knows us. Do you want to come on and talk about it? Come on and talk about it. Don't be scared. Come on and talk about it.
Come on,
okay?
motherfuckers, come on.
Don't be scared, homie. Okay? Come on and chat about it. Now, Vinno hasn't seen this movie, but me and Reese saw the movie.
So hang on,
and
you
is The
saw it.
Batman.
You saw it last night.
Wednesday night.
Yep, and Reese saw it
Today.
today. Okay.
It's 3
And
hours
Thursday.
long. It is The Batman.
You're seeing this on Saturday. Maybe Sunday. I don't know. We saw it.
We were making love on Wednesday. But anyway.
I might release it on fucking Monday. Fuck you guys, just to be.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, the way the editing's going, you know.
Ah! Well, actually,
Look,
speaking
I'm
of
going to
which-
apologise. I'm going to apologise now for the audio the last few weeks. Hence the new microphones. Because, fuck me, didn't we have some dramas with that shit? Now,
Well, what's going on with that? Because apparently mine's okay,
Yeah.
and I have the
I
same
don't-
mic as you guys.
I don't
and the
know.
same
I think it was the software.
interface.
I think it was the software because
But I've got
when I
the
was
buzz
editing,
here as
man,
well.
I had to turn mine down so much. It was fucking clipping the whole way through. So Reese and I were just
Your
red.
waves. So looking at your waves, I don't know how yous were going up like that.
Because
Because it's the same settings too.
when we were recording, it looked all right. But as soon as I threw the headphones on to do the editing, man, I was fucking blowing my head off.
But you could see
Well-
it in the wave.
Yeah.
You could see it in
But
the
you
clip.
could, yeah, I showed you. Yeah. So I don't know what was happening there. I think it was the software. We're
This is
rectifying it.
perfect though.
Yeah, yeah.
This is both you
You
and
like it?
Reese sound really fucking nice.
So
my new microphone's just in the back there, Reese.
It is.
Behind
It's
Reese there.
right over behind me here.
but yeah,
Waiting for you,
What am I
mate.
gonna say?
give a quick shout out to Tony Baker again for letting us know that there was an issue there. Awesome
Tony
dude.
Baker's a fucking legend.
And-
Fantastic guitarist, guys, musician.
And Epic Prawn.
Check him out, the
as
Tony,
well.
Tony Baker experience.
Yeah, Tony, you're a legend, mate. Cheers for that. We were aware, but we definitely did
got an empty
appreciate
drink,
the feedback because
Yeah.
I sipped all my gin and
what
juice.
what I thought was the issue was not the issue, and yeah, I looked into it a bit more after you'd sort of mentioned it, and that was where we started down the track of some new microphones and getting that
Looked in the
sort
mirror.
of yeah. So
Nah, look, Tony Baker as well, hopping in there with his top 7 movies as well in the comments.
Fuck yeah, he had some
Fucking
good
Tony
ones.
Baker getting involved there, everybody. But yeah, the Batman.
Cheers, Tony.
Now, cheers to the Baker
Cheers. Cheers to Colin.
and to Colin. I was looking at you going, what?
Yeah,
What? Reese's pros. But here we go, guys. All right. So, Reese, we'll start off like this. Out of 10, what are you going to give it?
Look. It's fucking well up there for me for a Batman
Do you want?
movie.
Okay, I'll start. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Oh,
And until our spoiler review, which if you guys want it, we'll do, I have deducted a half a point for 2 little things that I didn't really like. Apart from that, man, I'm battling whether this is my favourite Batman movie.
so I got a few questions.
Yeah.
then. As someone that
I'm
hasn't
up there
watched
with
it,
that.
as someone that hasn't watched it, right, and a lot of the stigma and a lot of the pressure has been on him, Robert Pattinson.
Killed it.
Fucking amazing Batman.
Right.
Amazing Batman. And he has been an amazing actor for years. It's just that people only know him as the Twilight Kid.
Yeah.
And it's
Which
funny
was,
because I was
what,
even talking to
50
the guy
years
at the
ago?
movies about this today. And
Yeah.
what was the movie you told me to watch? The
The
Light.
Lighthouse with Willem
Yes.
Dafoe.
He told me to watch the same film.
Yeah.
And I said, a friend of mine told me to watch that because of him. So you're not the only one that thinks that. Yeah, look, I haven't seen Twilight. Not interested. But, I mean, I guess you're always kind of like skeptical of people playing a character, especially one that's so huge. So, I mean, and look, I haven't even watched the trailers. I hadn't seen any of the trailers. I didn't know what
Shit.
to
Oh,
expect.
shit.
So for me, I'm kind of glad because sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like trailers really ruin movies.
Some of the good scenes in the trailers, I think I would have liked to have seen on TV. Like,
Yeah.
you know, at this. Well, I can
Don't
say it's
say
in the
it then.
trailer. It's not a spoiler. It's in the trailer.
Okay.
In the
Have you seen the trailer?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay, all right.
You know the way he comes up and he beats that face dude and he's go to the ground who's got the face paint. And he goes, "Who the hell are you?" And he beats him up and he goes, "I'm vengeance."
Yeah, yeah.
In the movie, I wish I hadn't have seen that in the trailer because in the movie it's just fucking so
Badass,
good,
man. I didn't see it in the
scary
trailer,
as fuck,
which
man.
was cool. This is definitely a very dark Batman.
A different Batman movie it is, and I said it was like a certain movie that was in Reese's top 7 last week, and I think it was very like one of the movies in his top 7. I think
No hints there.
but that was no secret. Everyone was looking for it to be they were looking at Paul Dano's Riddler like he was a Zodiac killer style.
Well, that was what was portrayed throughout the trailer, and that was going to be my next question
so
in
much
regards
more,
to how many villains.
There's like a
that are
hidden
in-
thing, aspect of his character that's very relevant nowadays.
Yep.
That I didn't know they were going to include in it, but he was fantastic as the Riddler. A very different look.
So
at the Riddler,
because
right?
there is a fair few villains in this one, isn't there? It's not like previous Batmans where there's maybe been maximum of 2. I mean, you had Batman Forever where you had Two-Face and the Riddler. You had Batman
But
Returns.
realistically, in this, the Riddler's the only one.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's
Don't
the
say
main.
anymore.
There's
sort
other-
of.
Don't say
There's
anymore.
other villains.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
No.
They
because
touch on it, they
Falcone-
mention it.
Falcone, there's mob boss Falcone,
Yeah.
who's a villain. There's
Penguin.
the Penguin, who's
Yep.
a villain. There's the Riddler, who's a villain.
Yep.
And Catwoman's not a villain in this, but she is a like always. Catwoman is somebody who is from the streets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And fucking and is doing what she's got to do to survive.
Yep.
I see no changes. Yeah, but fucking
All I
But,
see is
um,
racist faces.
But Falcone, I
And-
thought John
and still
Turturro was a
hot.
great Falcone. Oh man,
still hot.
you know they say when 2 hot people get together, they make an ugly kid, like Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. When fucking what's her name, Benet, who's gorgeous, got together with Lenny Kravitz and had Zoe Kravitz. She's beautiful and a fantastic Catwoman, and she's actually like a Frank Miller's Catwoman. Obviously she's black and she's got the short hair. And what I love about this film is how realistic it is. It's not like a superhero movie.
No.
It's so
And
real, man.
do you know what? I was gonna
And
say the same
stakes
thing.
are high.
I
Batman.
love how raw it is.
Yeah.
It's not like, and I said to Hannah on the way home, I was like, I'm so glad it wasn't super like rich man. I'm rich gadget heavy.
Yeah.
Let's-
He's
hang on,
It's
hang on.
just
Before
it's
you
just
get-
raw.
Okay. So because you're starting to...
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not.
no.
And I understand you guys are excited.
performances.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
just talk about performances.
Let's
we
go
talked
for
about
there.
Batman.
Go with it.
I think he killed it as Batman. And remember, this is a Batman that is still... He's a brooding dude. Like you can tell from the trailers, he's detached, he's depressed, and he still hasn't found that Bruce Wayne that... he's 2 years into it.
Yep.
Okay. What do you... So, do you rate him as Batman? Yeah, I think you already said you did, yeah.
I do.
Great suit, looks good, great voice. Yeah.
There was I don't think it's the best bat suit they've ever done.
Well, I agree. Oh, see, because you're giving up obviously it's not the best bat suit because other bat suits are really tech heavy. They're good and they're more unreal.
Is it very basic
It might be-
based
I
on the
think
fact
it's the
that he's
most
only
realistic
2 years
Batsuit.
into it though? Is that
I
what
think
the
it's the
idea
most
of it is?
realistic bat
Okay,
suit,
right.
apart from what Bale had when he was kind of in... Remember when Bale and Batman Begins just had a balaclava at the start?
Yeah. Yep.
It's like a step of it's very basic batsuit. He has made it.
That's
And
what I
it's-
mean.
and-
Is it trying to imply, this is
I think
not
this-
imply, but it's fitting with that mold of him being in his early days, 2 years in. That's
I
what
think
it's-
this might be one of my favorite Batmobiles.
It's my favorite Batmobile,
Yeah,
easily.
it's fucking.
It's
cool,
almost a
man.
character in itself, and it's
Yeah.
scary as fuck. It's
Fuck
like a
yeah.
horror movie.
Is it a
Batman.
VL turbo with a fucking wing on the back?
Wait, then it would definitely be my favorite Batmobile.
I think Brocky would have loved this one. But and we talked about Catwoman. She's a great Catwoman. I thought she
Yeah.
looked good. I liked her story in it. I liked the way she acted. Great Catwoman.
Didn't
I
even
liked-
realise until the end of the movie that Colin Farrell played the Penguin.
Man.
Didn't even pick up on his voice.
Is a
Wow, really?
fantastic penguin.
Didn't know, and he kills it.
You won't know. If you go in here not knowing it's Colin Farrell.
He's a
doesn't
very,
like him.
he's
I
a very
didn't.
underrated actor.
He is.
He
He
is.
is a very
He's-
underrated actor. I love Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
But
he's fucking good.
I was like, oh shit, he's gonna look at all these prosthetics. It's gonna be silly. He's gonna lose him. He's gonna just be sound like Colin Farrell. It's like, no, he's a great penguin, and he's smart. He's smart and he's funny. And like, I won't get into it, right? But
I will say, it was hard for me to take Falcone seriously because of who played him.
because of John
because-
Turturro's previous.
All I could
Yeah.
think of was, you're underestimating the sneakiness, sir. And where are you from? Sector 7. Never heard of it. Never will. That's all I, man.
Anger management and yeah.
It's
So
like,
that's-
But John Turturro.
I mean, that was
why
like
I
we were
was
talking about
excited-
with the stigma around actors and
yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson.
Well, they gave everyone a good chance in this.
Don't get me wrong. He played the part well, but for me, I'm stuck in that stigma with him. I've never seen him in like a real serious
Who?
role. You know what I mean? Falcone.
Who? Yeah, well, why John Turturro when he was very young was in a lot of serious movies. But why I was excited about it is he's playing this mafioso Italian mafia guy. Okay, now John Turturro grew up in New York. Both of his parents are Sicilian.
Yeah.
He grew up around these families in that era. So I think when he came into it, if you know John Turturro, maybe it's hard, but I think he played it very well. That kind of Carlo Gambino, like not very vicious, outwardly violent kind of guy. But I don't want to get too much into spoilers, but I think he was all right. But again,
so one more question, and this is like obviously as we've mentioned, I haven't seen it, but there has been a mention that the Riddler almost touches on the insanity level of Ledger's Joker to a degree. Would
100%.
that be true? Yeah.
oh man, insanity level, I think
Yeah.
he's more insane.
Right.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
think he's more insane.
He's
I think
batshit.
he's batshit, but he can be calculated.
Very smart.
Yep.
Very smart. Man, I
super
have to
smart.
say, I'm blown away. I didn't know they could make the Riddler such a fucking serious, scary,
Well, the only,
relevant now.
the only
in the age of the internet.
interpretation recently on screen is Jim Carrey, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they have the Riddler on in TV in the TV show.
in the yeah.
Gotham,
But I'm
which was
talking-
alright. It's first season, but but
the
he's
one that
on
everyone
the big
remembers,
screen.
and when I say everyone, particularly our group,
Yeah.
is Jim Carrey. You know, Jim
Yeah,
Carrey's
and I
Riddler.
don't hate
and-
that either, but it's wildly different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very
it's
realistic.
completely
He was-
different
he was-
character, man.
he was Jim Carrey.
Paul Dano is one of the best actors working right now, in my opinion. And from There Will Be Blood as well. When in that he was fantastic, and when they chose him as the as the Riddler, I was like, okay, what the fuck are they doing with the Riddler?
Yeah,
Because he didn't play
And
the gimmick.
it's funny
Yeah.
because I'm not going to spoil it, but there's something that he says towards the end of the movie
Yeah.
that made me think of you instantly to something that you've said in the past few weeks about Bruce Wayne and the Batman. And it was like, did Dave know that this was said in the movie? Like, I don't really want to say it in front of you, Vinno, because I don't want to spoil it for you.
Dave is the movie. Okay,
But he mentions something about his mask.
all right. Don't say any more.
Yeah, I won't say
because
it.
I
won't say
think if you say it, I think
Yeah,
it'll
what?
click.
Yeah,
in.
I get you. I
Oh.
get you. Yeah.
it.
So
I don't know if
guys
you're
will.
picking up on what I'm putting down, but
I think
I'll-
I am.
I'll
Talk
tell
to
you.
me.
I'll tell you later.
Talk to me in
Yeah,
a couple of
click it out,
days.
yeah.
Talk to me in a couple of days.
You watch the
because-
movie because I think we should do a full-blown review of Batman, whether it's the podcast or half.
Hell,
of the
I'd go and
podcast.
see it again. So if you want to,
I am. I'm now. I'm booked in
Well,
for Saturday.
hang on. Yeah, you
I was
booked it.
supposed to wait to Saturday. I had
What,
the Saturday
this one
tickets
coming?
first.
This
Yeah,
one
I
coming?
had the Saturday tickets first because I was
Are
going to
you?
go there.
Are we going to do an
we'd organise-
in-person episode shortly? It'd be rude if we
yeah,
didn't all.
next week.
if we
Yeah,
didn't
but
all-
this
You
week,
you have
I'm
to see
going
it
to see
before
Batman
next week.
again.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. I wanna go and take Rin and go and watch it, because I think the last movie we went and saw. Fuck.
Man from Snowy River.
No, I think the last time we went to the movies, her and I, was just after Ollie was born.
It's hard.
Our first. Oh man, it was. He's nearly at that age where we can take him to watch, you know, these sorts of movies.
Definitely not the Batman.
No,
No. But even the movies. I mean, you saw him
Especially
today,
the
Reece.
intro
He
to
does
the Riddler.
not. He does not
Yeah.
sit still, and he doesn't.
No, he's
He
a
wouldn't
little
sit
terror.
still long enough.
Man, I gotta say though, you should be proud of yourself, man. You and Rin, he's a good kid, bro.
Thank you.
He's a good kid.
Appreciate that. He is a good dude. Because we went shopping afterwards, and mate, he was the most well behaved little dude. I bought him a milkshake afterwards, and that was the fucking hardest part. Was just trying to get him to walk fast.
Only getting him one.
Yeah, mate, he fucking smashed it. But walking out to the car park at like a snail's pace, because he was just fucking slurping this milkshake as he's fucking walking along. No, thank you. I
I'm not
appreciate
recording.
that. Sorry?
I'm not recording my voice right now. I just
yeah.
stopped. I
Well,
must have gone over the thing.
Fuck, who does that sound like?
No, I didn't.
Get
I didn't
one
press
job,
stop
Dave.
on it. No, I didn't press stop ever. It must have just stopped.
Yeah, look, that sounds like
I'm gonna
something I
click
would
it back
say.
on now.
Okay,
How are we gonna figure that out?
that's all right.
Right, we'll be able to edit it. Should be fine.
Okay, well,
You're
I'm
just
back
making,
on now.
You're making more work for me, but yeah, look, okay.
I don't know how that happened. I got 2 hours and
That's
15.
that's what I've said
think.
numerous times.
We've only missed 4 minutes. It's all good.
Yeah, okay. I think I know what happened. And I think my headphone popped out, which caused the Focusrite USB hardware out to jig.
Stop.
But anyway, before we finish on Batman, though, Alfred.
Is he in it?
He is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gollum plays Alfred.
Oh, Andy Serkis.
Caesar from Planet of the Apes. Yeah.
Yeah, righto. Cool.
He's
He's good.
He's another one
he
I
did
think
good.
that has struggled to break that stigma once you've seen him as Gollum. He's been in several movies since.
Put on a heap of weight since Gollum.
Probably. Man's allowed to eat.
No, I'm joking. Because obviously Gollum was
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
a skinny creature. Imagine I was like, I'm typecast as Gollum. It's like, it's not even you, mate.
No, but...
But
And
he does all of that motion capture stuff.
yeah,
pretty well.
yeah. And that's what I'm referring to. When you saw that early on with the Lord of the Rings, and they had him in the full suit and all that sort of stuff. Because I suppose when they did The Hobbit, you wouldn't have known that, you know, that fucking, I can't even think of names at the moment, but the dragon, Smaug, was played.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, yeah. But
Batch.
because they didn't promote that side of it as much, but you see it like in more recent times. We see him with all the gear on, and he's another fucking amazing actor. Whereas Andy Serkis was sort of, you squinted your eyes and you don't agree.
I don't like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Don't
I think
you?
he's pushed on us, and I don't like him. I liked him when he came out at first, but it's like he's the same dude in everything.
No, I really
Yes.
liked his portrayal in. Trying to think of like I said,
Doctor Strange.
No. I see what you mean there with the Marvel universe, and he was pushed on us. I really liked him when he played. And I'm trying to think of the movie. I'm going to look it up.
Sherlock. Oh, that's a TV show. He wasn't Sherlock.
Yeah, no. Hang on.
IMDb is your friend.
No, bear with me. It was a.
While you're looking for that Benedict Cumberbatch stuff, the score, the music in Batman,
Right.
is so good. The whole way
That-
through it, I
at the
thought
very-
it was
yes.
part of the movie.
It really was. And I loved that as soon as I heard that first chord on the guitar of Something in the Way, I was just like, oh, dude, epic.
Yeah.
Epic.
It set the mood, something shocking out.
Big time. Big
It's
time.
almost, the score is like a big part of the movie, I think. And I'm happy I seen it in the cinema because you feel the
Yeah.
pounding of the actual score. So good. And
And
Gotham,
even Hannah
Yeah.
actually said through the movie, she was like, man, the music in this is awesome.
it is. And it kind of, it goes back to that old Batman of using the score when he's hitting people and stuff. Like the score would like strings that happen. It's just so good. Like I love that, and I thought Gotham. I think this is my favorite Gotham.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think the way that it was filmed too, like the the pictures and like just the scenes, the way that the
darkness and
lighting,
the redness,
everything, like all of that was top notch. Like it couldn't have looked better. It looked fucking awesome. Like
it's stylized. It's like those 90s movies, like those 90s serial killer movies. Like there was one Reese talked about last week, 7, where it kind of has this red tone to it during the whole movie, and it's dark until it's bright, and when it needs to be, it shocks you.
It's all those fucking film techniques that the English teachers used to tell us about. We never paid attention to. It's fucking.
But I want to say one thing. I don't know if I'd really call it a spoiler, and kind of touches on what you've said about Batman in the past too. I think the way, because Hannah was sort of like, she didn't really like the way that Bruce Wayne looked in this, and I kind of I said, well, no, I kind of like it wasn't like he was really portrayed as an orphan. Like it was like he was portrayed as a person who did lose his parents, who
not like in previous
had a fucked childhood. He's not like a playboy. He's like mentally a person who's gone through a traumatic childhood.
Right.
And so that's what Bruce Wayne looks like. People are like, oh, Bruce Wayne, that dude's depressed, and he's, you know what I mean? Like a Kurt Cobain type of thing.
Yeah.
But what I think he's going to do, like he said, is this is a young 2 years in Batman. I think they're going to have him, the real mask. I don't want to get into it too much. But there's always 3 Batmans.
Because it's only, don't forget, you guys have only seen it in
Batmans
the last couple of days, so there's a lot of people that still...
Yeah, but this is in every Batman, and they would see it from the whole. Everyone was complaining about this in the trailers.
The
wide with his hair,
wide mouth mask, or
no. Like just that he's mopey. He's like a mopey, fucking down on himself, motherfucker. He's sad all the time. But Batman's got so the real mask is Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
That's what Batman's supposed to be 3 dudes. It's supposed to be Batman when he's in his suit. Batman when he's out in front of everybody, and then I mean Bruce Wayne when he's out in front of everybody pretend to be a playboy, and then Bruce Wayne when he's like sitting around talking with Alfred. You know what I mean? And the argument's always like, which is the real Batman? Is it the dude who's talking to Alfred, or is the guy who gets to be himself wearing the mask? Yeah. Because the fake person's supposed to be Bruce Wayne. I don't think that he has added that yet. And I think that the way the movie goes, suggests that he's gonna change, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, wait and see.
Watch it. I love it. I thought it was a fantastic movie.
It was fucking good, man.
Brave as fuck.
Just to quickly
for a
touch
comic
back
book
on
movie, people are not gonna expect that.
So that Benedict Cumberbatch movie that I was talking about was The Imitation Game, where he plays Alan Turing.
Yeah, the gay guy who solved the Nazi
the Godfather of computers. Yeah. So that was the first movie that I'd seen him in. That I think that's how I remember him. I see what you mean with him in the Marvel universe as Doctor Strange and all that sort of stuff, and I think
it's just in fucking everything. You know, it's the same with Sam Worthington. They threw he was all right, and they just pushed him, and it was like, now he's everything. You know, and I don't mind Sam Worthington, but now they burned him out, and he's nothing now.
Like Ben Affleck when he played Batman. He was already burnt out by that point.
Fantastic Batman. And he was supposed to he was another burnt out Batman.
But hang on, he was another one that copped a lot of criticism in regards to that role.
They all did.
And I think following after Christian Bale, especially.
That's fucking big shoes to fill, man.
It was big shoes to fill.
People talk, who the fuck is this guy? Because Christian Bale wasn't... They knew him from America. The American Psycho guy is going to be Batman.
Yeah,
I fucking love American Psycho.
That could have been in my
top
Machinist.
7,
yeah, that's there. That's a great book as well. But Christian Bale, I love... I'm tossing up between who's my favourite Batman now.
Well, before you said it was Christian Bale.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh,
you were Christian Bale and... who'd you have?
I grew up with Michael Caine and not Michael Caine.
Michael Caine?
Michael Keaton.
Hang on.
And
Michael Caine?
Michael Caine. But he wasn't. He was Alfred. He was Alfred. I failed you. But
yeah, Michael Keaton. That's what I mean. You had
Michael Keaton and Adam West.
Yep.
Both comedian, like, you know, Adam West played Batman in the campy, fun way, which when you look back, you know, at that time of television, you know, it was very revolutionary and still very serious. But I loved Christian Bale's Batman.
Yep.
I prefer his Bruce Wayne in some ways. Like Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne, before he becomes Batman, has the same hair as Robert Pattinson, walks around mopey about his parents getting killed, tries to kill the guy who killed his parents, and then he runs away and joins the League of Shadows. And it's funny, Christian Bale, the size of him, he's supposed to be playing like a 17-year-old or something in Batman.
Yeah.
But he's this big fucking Goliath. This dude with giant pecs is like not a fighter or doesn't train but great Batman, fantastic Bruce Wayne. And I always thought, this is so real. The Christopher Nolan Batmans are real. The way they make everything so real. It's fucking Disneyland compared to this.
Yeah, okay.
It's Disneyland. But I think we look at Christian Bale's. If you'd only seen Batman Begins and The Dark Knight hadn't come out and The Dark Knight Rises hadn't come out, you'd probably look at that Batman very differently.
Yep.
He wasn't able to move his neck yet.
Yeah.
It was only in The Dark Knight when he was able to actually be stealthy Batman. Lots of stuff like that. And I actually prefer the first Batman suit from Batman Begins to the second. But anyway, I think that if Robert Pattinson's Batman gets 3 movies into this and they explore the other rogues galleries, yeah, that might be back here if they get into these characters. You know what I mean? I think this has the potential to own the best trilogy.
Yeah, right.
It's so
That's a big call.
Different.
If they keep going down the same sort of road that they're already on, definitely.
They're planning for a trilogy.
So given
and it's
that,
outside of the DCU. Like, it's outside of the Flash movies. It's outside of all that.
that's one thing that's
Joker.
been said in a lot of reviews is that it's its own movie. It is its own Batman. So, given that, with its PG rating, do you think that they could do a trilogy and maintain that, or would they have to break that PG rating to go even darker?
If they didn't break it with this movie,
And
they'll be right.
Was it close?
There was some... in the
because
UK,
a couple of
it got-
reviews have said
it
it's
got
been
a higher
fucking
rate.
close.
I would have thought it was alright. If I went in and they're like, this is an R-rated Batman movie, I would have believed it. And in the UK, it's 15 plus, which is a higher than an R rating in America. In an R rating in America, you can bring your kid. But in England, for a 15, you have to be over 15 to get into that cinema.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's different. It's all different. All the ratings are different in different countries. In fact, there was war over the Batman getting the 15 rating in Britain, and on all of the movie theaters were like, give us PG because it's a fucking Batman movie. You gotta let kids see this, and they are like, this ain't your mama's Batman movie, and it isn't. I don't know if you know.
Did you see Esoteric's post on it this morning?
I haven't watched. I haven't seen. Oh, Blackistan died.
What?
From AOTP and
When?
fucking demigods. Blackistan's dead now. Vinny Paz. Let me just make sure this is true. Rest in peace, Pakistan. I mean, Blackistan.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, that's a
He fucked
Freudian
that.
slip there.
That was a
Shut up,
weird
Stalin
thing to
over here.
lead.
I remember
go
because
from
he brought up.
fucking.
Well, I said Esoteric.
He brought up.
Yeah,
Esoteric,
I know,
who
but-
hanged. He's in Army of Pharaohs.
Yeah.
I think he's dead.
But
Let me just check.
Yeah, righto.
Let me just double check. He might not be dead.
Hey,
Cause of death? No, he died.
Holy shit.
When
Yeah,
though?
are you looking that up too?
When, no, I can't because
Blackistan.
I'm doing all the work filming.
Kamachi. Yeah, he died in February.
Yeah, right. Wait, dude, that's only.
Is
like
this
3
MF
days ago.
doomed? Did he MF doom me today? Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, so him and Stu Bangers used to have a lot of shit together.
Holy
and-
shit.
So we are doing reactions now, are we?
Wow.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
I
Like,
just love the way that Dave
like
just
an hour
drops that
before we
shit on
came
you.
on here. I was
It's
like,
like,
"Oh,
oh, he's
Pakistan
fucking
died."
That's-
Because I was
yeah,
going to
that's
bring it
wild.
up to you at the start because we all like Army of the Pharaohs and
Yeah,
Devil
fuck yeah.
Electrics and
Man.
Demigods and Apathy and all them guys and he's a part of that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Big bucket of win. And on that, we said we were going to end on a good note, everybody.
We
Is
didn't.
everybody
Dave's
happy
just-
to raise their
Dave's
glasses?
just dropping.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me just hang on.
I've got nothing left.
Fuck's
I've got nothing
sake,
left to
fucking
give.
hell.
Got nothing left to give.
Is that a whiskey of the week? I see. We'll save for next week. Special whiskey of the week. We didn't do
Well,
it
hang on,
this
look.
week in respect of the
We
floods.
got a McBain. We've also got.
Oh Jesus! Here he goes. Ooh, is that a brand new?
We got a new McBain.
It's a sexy bottle.
Don't you love it?
I
when
don't
you
think
just
we've had one. That's what she said. This whole. Have we had one?
If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out.
That's right. I just love the fact that you've got that on the fucking soundboard.
It's great, isn't it?
So,
Anyway, so Reese, I'm just going to call out.
get back to your mic.
Sorry, yes. I'm going to
You
call
don't,
out
you don't have a
last week.
condenser anymore.
Last week, Reese said he was fucking pretty pissed. That's midnight. I'm up there.
I've only had 3. I thought I'd be smashing them.
I've had a few here, but then I had a few this afternoon while I was cooking dinner and chilling out. And
See,
getting all this
I
set
have to
up.
be a good boy. I got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, very soon. We should need to.
Yeah, I should really go to bed.
So, is everybody ready? Does anyone want to say goodbye or do anything stupid before I do this? Yeah! So everybody, on that note. Yeah!
You need to put that
Now.
on there.
So, everybody, raise
Got
your
nothing left
glasses,
to give.
especially
Hang
Vinno.
on, no.
Come
Hang on.
Vinno.
Before we do that, the challenge for everybody, this week is to go and watch Batman if you can, because
Yeah.
there is a very good chance, high chance, probability that we are going to be talking a lot about it next episode. So we will put a spoiler alert on the next episode after this.
Next
However,
episode.
if you get the chance to go and watch it, because we are going to have a fucking chat about it next week once I finally see it. So, but that's all I had to say in my drunken state.
Is that sure? Are you sure? Is there nothing else?
Yeah, no,
Nothing
look,
else?
yes,
You said you were going to say something
I did.
else.
You probably
No?
doesn't
I can
remember
say more.
You
Would you like
found
me
it.
to say more?
Say more, please.
I have this problem where I've got foot in mouth syndrome, where I just fucking keep talking.
All right, everybody. Raise your glasses.
I've got nothing left to give.
See, and that's it, people.
That's
If you
alright.
don't give him the fucking power, he can't take it.
You have to take it away to give it to me.
Fight
Now,
the
everybody,
power.
fight the power, wherever you're from. Unless, of course, you're at a power or energy site.
And good luck to Ukraine
Very dangerous.
for the following week.
Yeah.
Shout out to all those people and all those heroes out there, and good luck to all our people in New South Wales and Queensland for the floods.
Yeah,
Do the right
yeah.
thing, look after yourselves, look after your family, and best wishes. Wish you all well.
Woo!